For the video version of this podcast, visit the website egsproductions.com or everydaygaming.com. Thank you for the support, and now on with the show.
You're period.
So now I can just spike this on the ground, right?
Yeah, I'll send you the bill.
I'll send it to Mike.
I like my SD card, by the way. You guys don't want to see my gold showers. Yeah, the same shit. Fuck you.
Make it sound like I'm gonna put it into your file somewhere.
He's got a file on me, ladies and gentlemen.
What if I don't want it? What if I just want to hold it like this?
Hello? Just so happen to know that the boy enjoys golden showers.
I could be into worse things. Okay, so let's go ahead and start rolling in on this podcast. We are back here in Hollywood. Hollywood, we do have Mike gracing us with his wonderful apartment. So thank you for letting us to come back here in the Hollywood Hills of Holly.
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan. Did not have any crazy traffic. There was no accidents this time, so 2 for 2. Good for me. Chris?
Yeah, there was road work.
Yeah, well, there's always road work in Michigan, especially this time of year. We got 2 seasons. We got winter and road construction. There's no other way around it.
Yeah, it's how it is in Mass, too.
But at least we do have Chris here this time. So, Mike, it's only been a week since I've seen you last. Last time we got together, it was nearly a 4-hour podcast.
It's my birthday.
Yep, for your birthday. And now we have Chris here from Boston.
So we'll do a 5-hour podcast.
Well, yeah, I'm expecting it. I got the laptop plugged in. Everything's all recording. We're all good. So you guys are... So I don't know, Mike. I haven't released anything yet from the last one. So I don't know if you want to do the video, if you want it to be okay releasing it, and just have that be on our website for our subscribers, or if you want to put it out on YouTube, or not release it at all. But anyway, audio and everything is going to be done at some point, and then this one's going to come out. So let's all get reacclimated with everybody in the room. I'm not on the camera, but I'm talking behind the camera, watching everything going on.
He's watching us.
Yep, watching everything going on. And then on the camera, if you're watching on the screen there, to the left is going to be Mike, and then to the right is going to be Chris. Chris is rocking his Patriots jersey.
Rocking my... Florida Panthers. They just beat the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, man.
The refs just beat the Boston Bruins. The Panthers
Chucky beat the living fucking shit out of that one dude.
Because he never fights. I think that was his 2nd fight in his whole career.
Yeah, and I texted Chris. He was like, "Oh, that guy never fights." But he started the fight. They both agreed to it. It's all right.
So although we are a video game-based podcast, geek, tech, culture, all that fun stuff, we do have Comic-Con going on right now. We're probably going to be talking about a lot of sports because, yes, Mr. Chris, the Bruins are no longer in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's a very sad day. You have swapped out your uniforms or your jerseys. You did bring your Bruins jersey in with you.
Yeah, but somebody doesn't have AC in the house, so I didn't wear it.
Yeah.
I got AC going on. It's in my bedroom. The AC is out full blast. 62 degrees.
Very nice.
That's as low as it'll go.
62 degrees, which is like 25 degrees cooler than what it is in my place right now.
And I got the window open.
I know, you got the birds out there. It sounds great.
Chirping.
You got your neighbors next door. Still haven't seen them.
They're not as...
Social?
Social.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They haven't come out and hung out on the balcony with you? No. Nothing like that? No? Bummer.
No. They're very loner. They're loners.
They're loners. They're squatters. They're probably not even paying rent.
They're squatters.
They just... they found an open complex and, hey, why not? I see, Chris, you still have your bed over here if you want to go ahead and pull an overnight.
I got the deflated beanbag chair.
Nope, not happening.
I got the wet towel for a fucking comforter.
And then you haven't been into his bathroom yet, but he no longer has mold growing on every surface in his bathroom.
Yeah, you check out the bathroom.
Would you actually clean it this time?
No, they made me leave for like 2 days while they redid my bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah, this was a discussion on the last podcast that they pretty much barged in when he was taking a shower, butt-ass naked, and they're just walking around his place.
Oh my god, it was the scariest fucking thing I've ever dealt with.
Well, they probably knocked, didn't hear the shower, don't want to, like,
No,
all right, he's not home.
Last time they just knocked once, and then I was literally right here, and then I woke up, just like you guys woke me up. And then I got up, like, hang on. And I go to open my door, and they knocked once, opened the door, and I'm like, hey. And they're like, oh, we didn't know you were home. I'm like, I told you I'll be home. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was, very frightening.
But it's all taken care of. And then
And
you
the
get
last time, I was in the shower, and I could hear some lady's voice in my fucking living room. And I'm like, hello? Not like they hear the fucking shower going or anything. It was like, oh, yeah, we're going to go in and invade this guy's home while he's showering, getting ready for work. So,
But you do have construction going on still at your place of residence.
no.
Well, I see that they have all the railings there in the, I guess you can call it the foyer when you come upstairs. So the railings
the
haven't been done.
catwalk.
Yeah, the catwalk. So that'd be nice to get that done. I still haven't seen anybody out there in the courtyard. So do they have any kind of gatherings over the past weekend? I mean, it's a beautiful weekend. You think that somebody would have been down there?
No, nobody so far.
No? The fights haven't started yet for the summer?
No, they just like to play music when they work on our shit. And then they made me move all of my lawn chairs and everything inside.
All of your 2 lawn chairs?
Yeah. And my one table over there behind you has bird shit on it.
What are you going to use that table for? Anything?
No, I just put like one chair, table, lawn chair. That way they can put their beverage or whatever they want to do.
That's your kitchen table?
Yeah, outside.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a nice table for outside.
Yeah, so I had your flamingo lawn chair, table, lawn chair.
Your flamingo lawn chair. It was a gift, housewarming gift.
Yeah.
I'm currently blowing farts in.
Yeah, thank you for that.
So we did have the Fallout TV show come out. Mike, you and I talked about it
Yeah.
in pretty good detail on the last time, but since we have another person here, Chris, I would like to get your intake on it, and then I think we will keep this more of an open forum for this podcast, and also I think we will talk about the video game franchise Fallout because everybody has got back into that game.
Replaying it.
Yes, and everybody is back to streaming it, and they're doing a lot of modifications, and you were showing me the mods that you have, Chris, on yours, and Mike, I'm sure you'll be dabbling with some mods as well. You just purchased something on Xbox.
I just did the Nuka-Cola World. Nuka World. Sorry. And I think you got to be at level 30, and then you get a radio signal, and then you're able to head over there. And I'm trying to get an achievement to do that. So, something I never did. And I haven't played Fallout in a while. I saw the show, and maybe want to jump back into it. So.
The show did a very good job re-sparking everyone's interest to get back into the show. Chris, how was the show for you?
I loved it. I enjoyed it. I slightly wish they would have done kind of like a weekly release that they do with all the other shows, but I like that they did it at once too. So
Didn't they also release it a day early?
like 2 days early, I think.
2 days early. Okay.
Yeah.
The anticipation for it was extremely high.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to see it, and we did get some stills, and I think when we first got that initial trailer, yeah, everybody was just chomping at the bit wanting the show to come out. And the show did come out. I haven't looked at any star reviews or any other companies, but at least my personal opinion of it, I think they did great with the show.
Oh, they did a fantastic job. I mean, you had Todd Howard working on it as well, so
Yeah.
can't really go wrong with that. So it was just good from like start to finish. I enjoyed it.
When you were watching the show, was there anything that you were thinking of as the show was rolling out episode to episode that turned out the way you wanted, or were there a lot more questions towards the end of the series?
No, a lot of times like when I watch shows that are based off of like video games that like we've played or even like books or like whatever, I go in with like an open mind. I don't really want to expect a lot of things, and all I expected was, you know, kind of something that had, like, I was honestly thinking it was, like, going to be, like, more or less, like, something that had to do, like, a lot more with, like, Vault-Tec, like, talking about that, and which they did a little bit, but I didn't really go in there with, like, a full mind of, like, ideas and everything. I just went in open-minded. Whatever happened, happened. If I liked it, I liked it. If I didn't like it, I didn't like it. And I ended up enjoying it and loving that, like, they kind of, like, leave a lot of things like open to your own interpretation for right now, because then, you know, like, they're gonna go their own way again when like season 2 comes out. But it was enjoyable.
Who's your favorite character throughout the first season?
The Ghoul.
Yes.
I think that was everybody's favorite bad /
Walton
good
Goggins did a
character.
fantastic job.
Walton Goggins has got to be like the most popular actor right now.
Oh, definitely.
He stole the show. If you guys haven't seen him like in Righteous Gemstones, oh my God, he plays like a Southern. His name is Baby Billy, and he does such a great job as far as acting. And this guy acted like he got paid millions to be the poster boy for, you know, Vault-Tec. And it was just so good to watch.
It was cool how like they made like his character basically. He made him be like the inspiration for a Vault Boy. Mm-hmm. And so there's also talks too, like I saw something that the girl from 33 that ended up going to become the overseer of Vault 32, the one that lost the eye, I was reading that possibly she is the embodiment for the Vault girl, like the other little bobblehead thing that they have. So be interesting to see like how it all plays out. I was kind of hoping to at least see like one Deathclaw fight, but no.
Season 2, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's going to at least happen.
Kind of
up
disappointed
here.
they saved the Deathclaws for season 2.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see too much happen in season 1, though. I think they did it pretty well with giving the backstory of Vault-Tec for the people that don't ever play the video game. They don't know everything about it. There's so many
in the games. There's still not a lot. Like Vault-Tec is still like this whole mysterious company. Like I think this is kind of being a way of like Vault-Tec's history, is with like the TV show, which is why a lot of the stuff took place like in the past as well. So I think really the TV show is more of a Vault-Tec backstory rather than a whole storyline type like with the games and everything. I think it's just more of like a backstory.
And we're really starting to see that with characters on the screen saying that
Mr.
basically
House.
every vault is going to be a fucking experiment.
Yeah.
And we're just going to rig vaults to fail on purpose. We're going to rig vaults to, you know, put a bunch of addicts into a vault and at some point give them a bunch of drugs and then just see what the hell happens. But I'm still raising the question on who is still running all of these experiments.
What's his name? The brain. The brain inside of the...
I think it's the wife.
I think it's the wife, and I think that the daughter's going to have some kind of tie-in, and at some point the ghoul is going to run across that.
Yeah,
and I do think that the daughter is going to kill the ghoul. That's
No,
like,
I don't think that at all. I think the ghoul is going to continue throughout the story.
Yeah, I honestly think like the ghoul's like wife actually is
the main overseer of everything, of all the experiments. She's pretty high up in Vault-Tec. Yes.
Yeah, so I think everybody's like wondering who like the Vault-Tec CEO. I think it's her. I think
what
it's
about the
her,
daughter?
but playing that lower role and everything. Like she's playing it as like she's like the peon, but I think she's also the mastermind behind everything.
And throughout the season, we finally, were able to see her role and how high up she was there in the food chain, but we really don't know if she got herself into a vault somewhere and was in a cryo tube. And same with the daughter, we have no information on where those two are going or where they have been.
Well, the
throughout
fact that
the
like
second half of the first season,
the fact that instead of him going like, probably like to Vault 31 or something, like the fact that he went to really straight to New Vegas kind of makes me think that like that's where like the wife and daughter are, like, because I mean he was like the secretary, like his like the assistant and everything, so I think he knows where they are, and I think that's where they are.
Talking about Hank going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Hank, yes, end of the first season, we did see Hank looking out towards New Vegas, starting to continue his walk, and then eventually Lucy and the Ghoul started to walk that way as well. And then we had Maximus hang back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she thought he was dead.
He sucked anyway. I mean,
Yeah. So, Chris, what was your opinion on the character Maximus?
I mean, I think like they could have given him like a little bit more of like a better backstory, or even just like kind of more of a development. But like he just seemed like, I got fucking singled out as possibly injuring my best friend, and now I got to do this, and then he ends up like getting the armor, and he's an ass to like one of the guys, and it's like, dude, like.
he killed what's his name, Michael Rappaport.
Yeah. Everybody. So like a lot of people. So seeing that, like a lot of people were bitching about Michael Rappaport being on there, but it's like, dude, like before, like there's some like allegations against him or something, or people just don't like him because of his like he's opinionated, but. Fucking everybody's like bitching about it, and then like, well, he dies, so like that was a good thing. It's like, what are they gonna do? Go back and like re-record all of like his fucking scenes with somebody else? Like, no, like that's gonna take too much time. So, but I don't know. I think like they could have done a little bit more with the character. Thaddeus, on the other hand, was the best. Like from like the Brotherhood of Steel.
Thaddeus, who was that? That was
the guy who ended up becoming his scribe, and then
become a Maximus's scribe,
and then
unofficially.
Yeah. And then running away from him, and
then it
everything.
becomes a goal at the end.
I don't think it's a ghoul. Like I don't think he's like becoming a ghoul. I think it's just something else. But like I think they just associate ghouls with like living forever, like because they don't take any damage because of the radiation. I feel like my buddy and I were talking about this. We feel it might be something else, like, but it's just hilarious how he takes like the arrow in the neck, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm a ghoul now."
Yeah,
because he should have bled out. He should have died if he was, any percentage, a high percentage of being just a straight human. But I do believe that traitor, whoever he was,
witch doctor,
that he.
Snake oil. I'll be honest.
He gave him something.
I'll be honest about him too. Like the fact that like he randomly showed up in like different places at different times with like a lot of like with the main characters. I have a feeling that there's something else about him. If you actually think about like in the games, there's like that mysterious figure and everything. I think like that he is like the mysterious figure, and I think he probably has something to do with like everything, like high up, because like the fact that he made that like fucking concoction, and then all of a sudden like this dude's like can't die from a fucking arrow to the neck. Like I have a feeling that there's something different with this snake oil doctor or witch doctor or whatever you want to call him. I think there's a big part behind him.
Oh, the one dude that was
fucking
shady
the fucking the chicken.
Yeah,
that one.
I got you, bro.
I think there's something about him. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually like part of like the Enclave and the whole Vault Tech people.
Yeah, what I really liked about the show is they started it off and she's listed out her attributes, right? All right, just like the game. And they showed, like, VATs, like how you would use the VATs throughout the show. Like, all right, dude, this guy gets his head fucking exploded. And then they set her on a quest. She leaves the vault. She's on a quest to deliver this fucking head.
Yeah, but
That's
then she does
just
side
like
quest.
the fucking game. It is like literally you're watching a game, just not playing it. You're just watching her do the thing, go on her quest.
Yeah, but then she went on all these side quests, so...
And then she went on side quests. So even for further to explain my theory, I mean, I just thought that was pretty cool.
But I think that's a good show is basically you're watching a game being unfolded in front of you.
Yeah.
And all of us, we're all gamers, right? So all of us being
Yeah.
gamers and seeing that onto the big screen, I think they did a very good job in that retrospect.
Small screen.
Well, small screen,
Small
big
screen.
screen, but I mean,
Whatever.
still, it's
What the fuck?
Big screen for Steve, at least.
Big screen for Steve.
it's a lot bigger than a cell phone, right? So
Don't you like my new setup, Chris?
Yeah, we were talking about that while you were in the bathroom.
It's like, this is pretty nice. You can hide the wires, but you know what? This is good.
And all the wires are just out.
Don't worry. You'll be all right.
I'm triggered by it.
You won't get
There's too many
electrocuted.
wires.
No, not triggered. It's like, all right, you step on a wire, you'll be fine.
So after we recorded the last one, Mike, I did watch, I don't want to say call them behind the scenes, but just interviews with the actors throughout the Fallout show. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing to hear that the person who played the ghoul did not play the game once. He wanted to walk into this role and just give it his own spin. And I think he did a very good job on just creating his own character and then, still having that... the backlog of his previous life of being this actor, cowboy type deal, and he was a good person. Then he was also portrayed as a bad person during the show, but then he was still a good person towards the end because he didn't kill as many people that he could have. And then Lucy, she actually played a little bit of the game, and it was really cool to hear that when she played it, then she finally got suited up with the vault suit when she was dressed up being a dweller and putting the Pip-Boy on. That was a big moment. She said for her that seeing this in the game and then actually having it unfolded in real life was a huge step, and it was a great tie-in to really do the Fallout game franchise justice.
Yeah.
What do you guys look forward to season 2? We've already mentioned the Deathclaw, that we want to at least have the Deathclaw or at least some other kind of monsters in there. What else are you guys looking forward to seeing? Obviously, New Vegas.
Well, you got the new California Republic.
Yeah, I want to see them more.
Yeah.
Like, you only saw the guy with just the helmet on, and the fucking Eric Estrada, by the way. Fucking, I don't know if you saw that. Fucking Eric Estrada had a cameo in the show.
Where was he at?
So he was when the ghoul went to that farm, and he ended up shooting the dude's son. That was Eric Estrada.
Who?
And the minute they showed, I was like, Eric Estrada.
Jeez.
He just had it on. I think they just kind of put it on as an Easter egg because the way he was doing it, it was using it for farming, and I think he was spraying some chemicals. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a lot more of the NCR in New Vegas because that's where a lot of them were. I'm kind of hoping maybe for an Enclave story as well, because that is a big part of the Fallout history, and I think with them showing everything, especially with Vault 31 holding all the higher ups, I think we're gonna get I think the season 2 will probably revolve around the Enclave.
To find out what happened to Lucy's brother too in Vault 31. I'm sure he jumped into a tube at some point.
He probably had to.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Dude, I love that little fucking thing.
You got
the
one of two
patrol
decisions.
guy. Oh, what was his name again?
Bud.
Bud. Yeah, Bud. And it was just funny. He's like, "Hey, let me stick you with this real quick. Hey,
He's
stay still."
around.
He's slowly rolling to him.
Let me stick you with
Stop
this.
moving.
Stop moving. Oh, dude, it was so.
Don't do it. Don't activate that. And he activates it. I told you not to.
He's like, "Oh shit! All right, guys." But I just love that. I just really did love that interaction. Because it's just Fallout humor. I really think it is at its best.
I really hope that going into the second season, they don't start to drag it out like how some TV shows are. They get a lot of filler episodes. And of course, I'm looking forward to having some kind of new character development because we are going to be introduced to new characters, which is fine. We're going to be reintroduced to probably characters that we just saw briefly in season 1. But I seen the traction that they made with season 1, and I want that traction to keep on going strong and have it be a good story all the way through the second season.
I mean, it probably will. I mean, with like, especially like I said, like Todd Howard's like directing, like not directing, but like helping like be.
He's got a huge involvement with it. Yeah.
So I think like if we do see like the filler episode, it will probably be something that like has to do with like one of like the other characters, like kind of like a development episode. So, which I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I mean, in some of the scenes that we saw, like when they were at the Vault Tech like boardroom meeting, there was Mr. House. And Mr. House is a big character during New Vegas. So I would not be surprised if one of our fuller episodes that you're talking about is all about Mr. House. And I have a feeling that that is going to be like a full-on episode of Mr. House.
I love that they brought in Mr. Handy, like the voice actor for Mr. Handy.
No, it's not like the voice. Like,
it's not the actual guy?
No, he did not do the actual...
He sounds just like
He sounds like it, but it's actually somebody completely different in the games.
I was like, holy shit.
So that was not Codsworth? That was sitting there at the picnic table?
No, that was not the actual voice actor for Codsworth.
Now, see, I was under the impression because the wife and I were laying there, and it was great when we watched the show because, I mean, the fucking surround sound was on. I mean, it was loud as shit. And just getting into the...
These, by the way. You can throw them on the ground.
Uh-oh. Changing up the scenery here.
No, it's just like it's like pushing me forward a little bit. It's like no, like
I have a shit ton of coats I just throw on the fucking couch.
Yeah, so the wife and I were both thinking that was the voice actor that played Codsworth.
He sounds just like him.
Yes,
Exactly.
we all did.
Yes.
Like, I did think so too, but then like I actually dug like deeper. Like I did go on IMDb and looked it up, and no, it was not the actual voice actor. And I
like how Walt Goggins goes and has a drink. He's like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna have a drink with this guy that's gonna be my fucking future fucking butler.
But even my buddy, he's like, oh yeah, they brought back the voice of Codsworth. I was like, no, they didn't. And like it's like the guy who does it, his name's like Steven something, I believe. And so I think like they do sound similar, but I think there was like this huge deep fake that I thought was actually fucking awesome for a lot of to freak a lot of people out like that.
It sounded just like him.
Yeah.
What I did like is I told Steve, I think last week, was how they brought that 50s, corniness, cheesiness, cringiness, with, what's her name?
Lucy.
Lucy.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Which was the name of the first fucking episode.
Oh, by the way, Steven Russell. That's the guy who does the voice of Codsworth in the game.
Yeah. And then she just gets fucking, I guess, raped by this fucking raider. And then, yeah, they go on through that. So.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie, I guess.
But during every Fallout game, and I shouldn't say every Fallout game, but since Fallout 3, it's always had that 50s to 60s kind of feel with everything.
I thought she did a bad job. And then I was like, dude, she sucked. The guy who played Maximus sucked. He obviously did suck as an actor. But Lucy actually did a good job now that I keep watching it.
So, like, with the 50s aesthetic, if you actually pay attention, like, in the opening stuff for, like, the Fallout games, they do talk about how, at the time, like, after the Second World War, they stuck with, like, the whole, like, cold fusion and all that, like, to keep it going, and that's why a lot of stuff stayed the way it was. Because they didn't really need to change anything. Like, they didn't go to how it is now. So that's why there's all that like 50s aesthetic and everything. I think that's pretty cool. Like, it brings a more vibrant to the game, honestly.
It reminds me of, I guess, our own history, right? On how things were back then in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and having to worry about nuclear warfare, and just keeping that feel with the genre of the game, and obviously adding in a bunch of futuristic stuff that we would never even think of, but just having a shelter, having a place to go for the just in case type of situation, and how everything was then, and rolling it into how it is now. They did a very good job with it. Obviously, they're going to continue with that. So I'm happy to hear that we're not going to have any, Justin Bieber. We're not going to have Katy Perry. We're not going to have any fucking modern music in these upcoming episodes.
Just wait for it, because when that time comes, we're all going to be sitting there. We're all going to start yelling, "Uranium Fever."
But I really don't want to have a reason not to watch season 2 or 3 or however many seasons they have, because I want this to be a show that I'm interested in watching, and I want to be so intrigued to where I'm fine with getting calluses on my ass, because I'm sitting for so long watching the entire fucking season almost in one sitting.
So I will be honest. I think because I've seen stuff where people are where these people on TikTok and YouTube or whatever are like, oh yeah, well, because of the popularity of Fallout, they want Microsoft wants Bethesda to push out Fallout 5, and Bethesda's not going to do it. They're going to probably continue the same way they've been doing. They do an Elder Scrolls game and then a Fallout game. Elder Scrolls, Fallout.
Yeah,
and they did that. They released Fallout 4, and then a few years after Fallout 4, they released ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. And then after ESO, they released Fallout 76. And then they took a break in between, and they released the other game, which was Starfield. I think probably in 2026 we're going to get Elder Scrolls, the next one.
Scrolls 6.
Yep. And then I think probably in 2028 or whatever was when we'll get Fallout 5. And I have a feeling that if the show continues, I would not be surprised if they take elements from the show, incorporate it into Fallout 5, and kind of the Fallout show segues into Fallout 5.
I would like to see them hire Obsidian or somebody just to remake Fallout New Vegas.
I think they should. I think
it.
they definitely should remaster the two
Yeah.
games, because I think that's what a lot of people would want. Would Obsidian do it? Probably. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Obsidian would take on the role of remastering 3 and 4, 3 and New Vegas for people. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I would honestly, I've honestly thought about downloading Fallout 3 or either Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas on the PC and maybe play with the little mods, because I'd be in both of those on the PlayStation, so kind of want to maybe mod it up.
I think that's probably the next step. Obviously, they're going to they already announced Elder Scrolls 6, how many years ago?
Yeah,
and they
probably
showed, hey, we're going to do this, or we're working on this, and they never showed anything else for the last 5-6 years.
That's the good thing about Bethesda, is they don't push out games like everybody else does.
Yeah.
They take their time.
And that's good. It's not bad. It's not bad things.
The good thing is it's not one team's working on one game and then when that game comes out they're going to start working. No, it's multiple teams working on each game, but it's just they want to make sure that it's the best quality. Because even Todd Howard has even said it before. A lot of times when we're playing games the Bethesda games, they can be broken sometimes, but also in other ways they're broken in fun ways. And Bethesda has even said they're not going to be the type of game that if they see that something is broken and it's actually people are having fun with the broken file, they're not going to change it. They're going to keep it because people are having fun with it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Bethesda. They might not be able to release the fucking best game of all time at the time, but they're going to release the game and they're still going to keep it where people are having fun with it, and they're going to keep the fun stuff in there. Mm-hmm. People were finding in Starfield, people were finding areas where you could actually get into the stashes from the businesses, and you could steal all the credits and everything. But Bethesda fixed that. But people were mad. But at the same time, Bethesda's you know what? This defeats somewhat of the purpose. It's a fun hack, but it's also a shitty hack. So we're gonna change the funness. But they don't do a lot of like shit like what like EA and Ubisoft does, like where they get rid of the fun stuff. They keep the fun stuff in there.
By the way, I feel so weird not wearing a headset.
I do have extra headphones, but then you won't be able to hear your own voices. You'll just hear mine going through this mic.
I feel like I'm not being recorded.
Why don't you just grab your headphones like that you have?
No. I usually do. Last few times, I'd have been grabbing my headset that Steve bought me.
So grab your headset and put one ear on, and then keep one ear off, so that way you can hear me.
This is an upgrade to where I don't need to wear it.
And that's what we're trying to do. That's why you guys have these nice little lapel microphones on.
Cool little Afro Mans on my shirt.
Afro Mans.
But no, I used to do that with Morrowind all the time. I swear to fucking God. I was like, I'm cheating this fucking game. But it's like part of the experience.
Exactly. And
yeah, like I would do, I'll get these scrolls. It would be like, I forget the fucking scroll's name. It was more like, something wind, and then I would get my armor on, and it'd be like, resist Magicka. So, like, the entire time, I'm just flying through the fucking map. And that's kind of the experience of, Bethesda. So, and me and my friends would be like, oh, dude, we feel like we're cheating the game. No, we're winning the game, because we figured out how to fucking cheat the game. That's how I felt.
And then a game like Fallout 4, you can add in a shit ton of mods. Chris, you have dabbled with those mods.
Yeah, I back in the day, like when Fallout 4 first came out, I beat it a couple times. I did like different variants, but
it's in his hometown.
It is, yes, it is. That's right.
But it's not that. It's like I did have fun playing it. Like my buddies and I, like we would kind of like, even though it's a single player game, we'd still kind of immersed it into a multiplayer game. Because we would kind of do everything like together, like mission wise and stuff like that, and like just in our own. But we would do our own little variants of things, and then I played through again, and I switched up a few things, and I played again and switched up a few more things.
We got to do the Railroad Brotherhood.
Oh no, I still stepped with like the Brotherhood, but I did kind of like I pushed further, like pushed back on like a lot of like the Brotherhood missions, so like that would actually like progress the story. And I did a lot more, like the first time, like the second playthrough, I did a lot more like the Institute storyline. And then in the my third playthrough, I ended up doing a little bit more like the Railroad storylines. And then when I finally got bored of like the Railroad storylines, I just went back to the Brotherhood, started up like the main quest with the Brotherhood, and I went along my merry way and became enemies with the Institute and the Railroad. But I just, like, now that, like, I'm replaying it again, like, I'm playing it with, like, mods, as you saw, and I'm having fucking fun. I'm just, like, fucking blowing shit up, fucking shooting off nukes at everything.
Did you mod it to where you get the Liberty fucking giant, fucking the Gyre giant just walking with you yet?
No.
Oh, I want to do that.
But I got, so two of the mods that I have are actually Halo mods. So I can make like my character's armor look like the armor from Halo Reach.
It's like full on recon head to toe. It's pretty fucking cool.
Nice.
I have like the Halo weapons, so like the assault rifle, the BMR, the scope, like the pistol with the scope. I got the shotgun. I got the SMGs. So having fun with it, and it's fucking awesome.
Mike, have you done any kind of mods?
I haven't done any mods at all.
Have you picked back up Fallout, the video game, more since seeing the show?
Oh, yeah. I've been replaying since they updated it for next gen. So that's all I've been playing. So I haven't did any mods or anything like that, but it's just re-going into it. And then, obviously, Chris and I just bought the new expansion pack, which is Nuke World.
Well, they're not new.
We talked about earlier.
It's been there for...
Well, not the new one, but it's been there for a while.
And
I didn't know about it. Fuck you, Chris.
Well, if you just bought it, it's going to be new to you, and it's gonna change the game a little bit, and the mechanics and how you play it.
Yeah, so...
And they also... Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. I wasn't going to say anything.
No, go ahead.
Okay. But no, it's something new that I haven't really tried out with Fallout. So I really want to go to an amusement park as far as, Fallout. So that's my next step. And then all I heard was, once you hit level 30, you'll get a radio signal. You'll be able to do this. And I keep seeing this fucking thing pop up. It's like, oh yeah, you can get this rare achievement if you get 100,000 fucking tokens for Nuka World. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to do that. Holy shit. I didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So hopefully by next weekend or tonight.
Or tonight.
So I did on my modded file. I wasn't even really paying attention to like the mission I was doing, and I ended up finding like stuff for one of the new missions that they put in with this whole update for the Enclave. And it was this like Black Devil mission, like where you have to find like this power armor. And I didn't even pay attention that it was actually one of the new ones. I thought it was just something I overlooked from before, so I ended up doing that. And so I got that armor, and then randomly, like again after the
power
update,
armor,
yeah, it was like a.
you get the XO2 power armor.
So this one was the XO1 power armor, but it was different. But then I was doing like just running around randomly, and these guys started shooting at me, and I started shooting back, and they were Enclave, and one of the guys was in a power armor, and he had the XO2 power armor. So I took that. I took that and I put it on the power armor that they give you at the Brotherhood of Steel. So literally sitting on the Perdwin right now is a XO2 power armor with Brotherhood of Steel.
Dude.
But what I'm gonna do is like I'm not even gonna like I might go back to my regular save file without mods and do like the Enclave story missions like through that first.
I love my XO2 power armor. I thank you, TikTok. I was like scrolling through. I was like, oh, I can get this armor. I'll play Fallout, and I'm like, easy enough.
So I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and go back to my regular save file with no mods, no nothing, and do the whole Enclave storyline. Mm-hmm. And then I'll go back into like my mods and just fucking plow right through the thing like it's nothing.
But it's a bummer when you play with the mods, you're not going to get any achievements.
That's why I'm going to take the mods off and do it through my regular story. My main save, or my main original save is still on there. And I have not touched it with mods at all. And what I have to do is I have to basically just go in and disable all the mods, and then I can go back to my regular save and nothing happens. And I still will get the achievements and everything. So that's what my plan is I'm going to probably just go back to my original file, play through the Enclave story missions, and then go back on my my modded account.
Have you guys wanted to pick up Fallout 76?
Actually, I've been playing that periodically with friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not.
So that was the biggest bitch that everybody had, is that Fallout 4 was such a great game, but you can't play with anybody. Then they give us Fallout 76, and then everybody fucking hates Fallout 76.
So the reason a lot of people hated Fallout 76 too was because there was no
NPCs.
Exactly. There was NPCs where you could buy stuff from and trade stuff, and then like the NPCs like the feral ghouls and all those, but there wasn't any like regular NPCs out and about. And then they finally decided to add like the regular NPCs, and that actually made it a lot better. Opened up a lot more like story missions and stuff like that for having like the actual NPCs there.
So you have picked it back up.
Mm-hmm. Been playing periodically with friends.
Okay, so doing it with friends, are you guys building up your collective base? Like you guys are all together doing the same thing?
I have a base that's right near like a ravine in one area. There's also like a junkyard right down the road. So if I need to go get anything, I can just jump in the power armor, go right down the road, get everything, and run back. And my buddy is also like kind of like right across the street from me, like literally right across the street, because there's a street that I'm right off of, and he's right across on the other side. And I ended up making 2 types of like buildings in my little area. So I have like my main house, and then I have my like a garage where I have like my power armor set up, and then I have the all the workbenches that I need. And then in back of that, because like I'm right next to like a little ravine, I have 3 water purifiers. So basically we can get like as much water as we need. and then I sell it. And I sell it for a good price. Well, not really a good price. Good price for me, though.
Sell what? The purified water?
Yep.
Okay.
So, because you can put, like, vendor things. That's creepy as fuck.
It's okay.
Forget that people live here sometimes. It's like,
It's just it's a young girl. It's fine.
no, but I mean, like, just, like, all of a sudden, like, we're talking and you just randomly, because, like, the window's open, you just randomly hear other people. It's like, shit.
Place is not haunted.
But so like you can put like when people come across your camp, you can put like little vendor stuff, and you can put like stuff in those like vending machines, and people can buy it from you. So you can put plans, you can put weapons. So it's like it's a cool thing. Like
It's a great way to earn some money. Extra caps.
so.
It's like Fallout 5, but online.
So what I do is I basically I have like one of my vending machines literally right outside like my my garage, and that's where I put like everything that I don't need. And then I got another vending machine which I use as like an additional stash area too.
Now, do you have to go back up to the vending machine and collect everything, or do you
No,
just
it
automatically
goes right
get
to
it?
you.
Okay. Do you get a notification like when you log back in that you've made 600
No, so
bottle
when I log out, my camp goes with me. My camp just disappears. So no, like, if I'm in game, then people can go up to like my camp and do everything. But if I'm not in game, like right now, how I'm not, the game's not on, I'm not. My camp is not there.
So then you have to log in and your buddy has to log in at the same time in order for you guys to both be across the street from each other.
No, he could log in first, and then I can log in like right after him, like, and my camp will still be like where my camp is.
I'm thinking,
As long as nobody
as long
has,
as you guys are online at the same time.
yeah, but also as long as nobody has a camp in that same area as well. So if I log in and somebody has a camp there already, then I'm SOL, and then we have to go like server hopping until we can find, so that way I can have my camp.
Do you ever have to worry about other random people wanting to destroy your stuff, looking through your stuff?
No, nobody's assholes like that. But I put all my stuff, like my stuff has like all my doors have locks on it, so you can of course like get in, but people aren't like that, and like people will actually just like, and also too, like when you run up to like somebody's like little stash, like I have like a box in mine that's a stash box, and it's my stash box. So if somebody else opens it, they see their stash, not my stash. So it's kind of a good thing.
So Fallout 5, let's talk about what we want to see out of Fallout 5.
First off is the location.
I would love to see somewhere either in the Midwest or back on the West Coast.
I mean, Detroit's already a fucking prime location.
Detroit's not too far out.
It already looks post-apocalyptic, but no, it's up and coming. I shouldn't say that, but what should we say? I mean,
Like I said, because Fallout 4 took place in Massachusetts, Fallout 3 took place in Washington, New Vegas took place in, of course, Nevada. I think the second one, I forget where the second
they
one
did
took
a show
place,
in
and then the first one,
Los Angeles, so it's like
I would probably say Midwest is what we'll probably see next. So kind of somewhere in the center.
We really haven't seen a whole lot we've seen a lot of the effects of all these nuclear bombs going off in our country, United States, but really don't know what's going on with the rest of the world during this time.
They still probably want to. I don't think they would do like that type of thing, like where we would go to like another country or whatever. I think they would probably more. If we went to another country, it would probably be like Canada, and then another location could probably be like Alaska, like go to Anchorage. But I don't think they would do like the whole different country.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
we'll
we
do
just-
Midwest. I'm thinking like more towards. I don't know. What do you think, Steve? I mean,
We haven't really touched much of the southern states. So if we're talking like a big state, we can do Texas, something off
yeah,
the
I was
coast.
thinking
We can do
Texas.
Louisiana.
I
We
was
can
like
do
about to say
Florida.
Dallas, but it's like that really wouldn't make sense.
I'll be curious on what Florida would look like, being surrounded by
This
all of
Miami.
that water
Florida's
and
going to
just
do GTA 6.
everything would be full of radiation if almost the entire state, or even Michigan, for example. I mean, we got all those lakes and everything around, so it would be just nothing but
I
radiation.
feel like Florida
city.
would be underwater.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Texas would be a good one. I feel like everything like that has to do with like the whole Fallout storyline all starts in a vault. And as far as we know, all the vaults are in the United States.
They're all inward. That's the thing. Like,
No, if you actually pay attention, and I think it was like episode 7 when they were having the boardroom meeting, and she showed like the map behind them. They were all like the vaults, and somebody actually matched it up with like as well as they could with all the states fully. So there's actually, according to that map, there's a couple vaults actually in Michigan. There's a couple in like New England. There's the one, of course, that we know of in Massachusetts. Like those few there.
What?
There's few in Maine. There's a few in New Hampshire, and then New York has a couple. Texas has a couple. So
Probably like Texas, I would think.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's like somewhere like in the Midwest.
Indianapolis? I don't know.
Yeah, there's
Chicago, but I wouldn't really see Chicago because it's right there on Lake Michigan. But
the reason like I could see actually Michigan kind of being like a good one is because you got to think about how they did with Massachusetts with the Commonwealth, how they turned Fenway into a whole city, Diamond City. They could legitimately do that with America Park, Ford Field, right there, like a giant city. Because especially since they're right across from each other.
Well, you also got LCA down there too.
I really like how Fallout did do Fenway Park in Massachusetts. Because they're like, you know what? All right, I need to get this green paint as a side mission, and we need to paint the green monster. That's literally a fucking side mission. And I thought that was pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah.
You need to paint the green monster.
I figured you would. Yeah, I figured you would, you fucking Bostonite. But it's like, I don't know. But yeah, Michigan might be a good place, but I can't really see it.
I feel like they would probably take somewhere that has like the types of things like where they could incorporate like cities within cities. Like I said, like how they did with Boston, they took the Fenway Park, turned it into Diamond City and everything. And like I said, like having Comerica Park and Ford Field right across from each other.
You guys get everything. You guys get a fucking video game plus all these fucking championships.
You guys
I fucking hate you.
You guys have a video game too?
We had Deus Ex. I think that one was in Detroit.
No,
We had Detroit Become Human.
Yeah,
whatever.
That one was a fun game if you actually played that.
I've not played it.
That
believe it
is
or
a
not.
fun game. That is a fun one.
I was like, Chris has everything. Championships, fucking Fallout, fucking Diamond City.
I mean, you guys at the Pistons.
Yeah, we did.
Shut up.
We did have championships.
Shut up.
When the WNBA.
We don't want to
was
hear
there.
anything about the Pistons. Trust me.
WNBA did very good. At that same time, the NBA, the Pistons did very well. And then, hockey was a couple years before that. 80s was definitely the Tigers. And then most recently, we got the Lions. And that was the closest that we've ever gotten, right?
No, ain't that Wolverine? The Wolverines?
Yeah, we got the big house.
Yeah, so the big
Ann Arbor.
house, that would be something to see in a Fallout game, right? That would be a huge-ass stadium. Seats over 90,000 people.
Largest
100,000.
stadium in the
Is it
fucking
100,000?
northern or
I think
whatever
101,000
hemisphere.
people.
Jesus, man.
They literally can seat so many people. Yeah, I think it's the largest stadium. In
It's the largest professional sports stadium in America.
Yeah, so Mike, we got a couple things going for us here in Michigan.
We do.
It may not be much, but we got a couple things.
Yeah,
no,
Michigan did-
I think it could be a cool part because also too, what's bordering you guys? Canada. So it would be like kind of like a good segue into like that as well. Like go into we don't know how Canada could be, so it could be like a foreign country, and kind of like fucking shit up in there. So I think I think like I would probably say like either any of the states like kind of bordering Canada or even bordering like Mexico.
I do.
It would be interesting to see because one of the big things like that Liberty Prime is about fighting communists and the Chinese and the Red Army and everything.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised like with like who could say like that the Chinese didn't infiltrate Mexico or Canada and get them to become allies. So I would say like maybe one of the states bordering Canada or Mexico would be a cool location.
That's a very interesting take on it because I've always thought about, we're basically blaming China for these bombs to be dropped, although it was an inside job by Voltec.
Yep.
So I could see China having alliances with, example, Canada, and them coming down to the States and slowly starting to take everything over. Because at some point, we got the new California Republic, which is great to have its own little side army. We got the Brotherhood, but then what do we really have for a military standpoint?
Exactly.
So I believe that if China wasn't touched, if Canada wasn't touched, or Mexico, just something surrounding the States, how could that look, and when are we going to be able to see it in the gaming franchise or even in the show franchise of different parts of the world coming over to take us on and just basically fucking take over? Because we don't know. Again, we don't know what's going on above the United States. We don't know what's going on below the United States or on the other side of the world. There's really no story on any of that. It's just all surrounding right now the United States. A lot of unanswered questions. I'd be curious on what's going to happen with Cold Fusion during the second season. I know that is like a fucking main thing, right? Cold Fusion was put in, it was installed, it was running, everything was powered up. But then can they easily take it back out and move it somewhere else? Or is it going to be there forever? I don't know. I still want to know what the scientists had to do with all of this. Because we've had some backstory with the scientists just, I don't want to say breeding dog meat, but the reason why we have dog meat.
The whole scientist thing was he was working with the Enclave, but also working with basically the rebellion as well. So,
but what makes him so important, though? That's what I would have a question.
I don't think he really was like important, because if he was actually that important, I don't think they would have probably killed him off in like the second episode.
Or maybe he was that important and we just haven't found out exactly his role, because I mean he had access to Cold Fusion. I mean the shit was tossed into his fucking neck, right? So he had the ability to be in there in the lab with it. So he was at least somebody of power.
Dog meat.
Yeah. It's nice that, I don't want to say it's nice that dog meat died or got shot, but it's nice that the ghoul came revive the dog. And I'll be curious on if the dog now has to be injected with everything like the ghouls have to inject themselves with, that mystery fluid.
I think he probably gave the dog the stim pack. I think that's probably what it was.
I've been giving dog meat stim packs before you guys got here. I was like, I would shoot a motherfucker with a fucking fat man. I was like, oh, dog meat's down. Let me stim pack this fucking dog.
I have a feeling it was a stim pack. It wasn't anything else but a stim pack that he injected him with. And the funny thing is like Todd Howard even said that's the only thing that's staying consistent between the games and the show is dog meat.
Dog meat is the ultimate companion. I'm sorry. Piper fucking bitches at me if I say the wrong thing.
I'm married to Piper.
Oh, fuck you. I'm married to dog meat. I am not married to anybody. I am not doing super meat. I'm just taking dog meat with me everywhere. Even though Piper was my first love. Fuck you, though.
I took the ring off the dead wife and put it right on Piper.
Oh, I broke up with Piper real quick. I don't even know where Piper is. I'm like Googling, like, where the fuck did Piper go? All right, dog meat, you're my new companion.
So I had to do the mission where it's like you have to go find like Paladin Dance, like the blind, like the where he finds out he's
she fucking is such a cunt.
I sent her to like the Red Rocket like gas station just so I can go through, because my plan was I was gonna kill Dance. Because all the other playthroughs I actually like saved him and everything. This playthrough I was like, I'm gonna kill Dance. Sure enough, I killed Dance, and right before he was.
Oh,
started
Dance
the
is a
mission.
fucking synth anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But have you heard the theory? Like, it's actually like getting more traction now that you are a synth.
I've heard that too. Yes.
It's not true. All I know
I
is
don't
Piper's
know.
gone. I don't know where she is. I go to public occurrences every fucking day just to wait. And I'm like, this bitch is not here. And her fucking sister just comes every day. This is like, you can't stop the news. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. I just wait every fucking day. This is hilarious. And she's like,
sister's dead.
you
Get
can't
over
stop
it."
the truth from coming out. And I'm like, I don't care. And I'm like, I just wait. And I'm like, where the fuck is Piper at? I'm like, I have no idea where the fuck I sent Piper at. I got dog meat. That's all I need.
So, favorite companion for you, Mike? Dog meat.
Dog meat.
Chris, favorite companion?
Piper.
No, I honestly, like, I don't really have one.
Piper
like,
could be hot.
when I
but
did do
just
like
without
when I did do my regular playthroughs, I kind of like switched it up depending on like the mission that I was doing. So if I was doing like stuff with the Brotherhood, I would keep Dance with me. If I was just doing like the railroad stuff, I either took like Piper or the or Cat. So like, I just kind of switched it up with like companions. So I don't really have a favorite one. Like it's not like Mass Effect where you know I have my
Garrus.
two favorite squad
Garrus.
mates, which are Garrus and Tally. So.
Yes.
Although I did switch up my companions, I would still have to say that maybe it's because I've had German Shepherds in the past and actual real life reality. I think it's going to have to be dog meat.
I mean,
Zeus.
I think dog
Yeah.
meat is.
R.I.P. Zeus.
I think dog meat is probably everyone's favorite companion, like,
Yeah.
no matter what. Because
He doesn't
like,
give a shit either way.
yeah, he doesn't have any dislikes. He doesn't have any likes, and so it's like you can just take them like wherever and just say whatever the fuck you want. But I don't know.
He'll still fucking
like I
knock
said,
this
like
motherfucker out.
mine just also just has to do with like the missions that I'm doing. Like I just always have switched it up depending on like the mission. So a lot of times, like I would just send like my companion to like the Red Rocket gas station, so that way I'm not like running around the sanctuary trying to find them.
I should check the Red Rocket for Piper. I don't know.
I got a feeling you just don't care where Piper is.
I don't know. I don't care.
You don't know where she is. You don't care where
I
she
just
is.
sleep at her place.
She hasn't come back home. She knows where she lives, so I guess this is mine
Her
now.
younger sister just yells at me like, "You can't hide the truth." I'm not trying to.
Some family drama going on there.
I'm not trying to hide the truth. Where's your sister? I don't know. I don't know either.
She went out for a pack of smokes.
Yeah,
She said she'll
she-
be back.
Went out for a gallon of milk. She's gone for. She's gone.
A gallon of milk in the wasteland.
It's so funny.
So we talked about the Fallout show. We talked about the Fallout game. Let's go ahead and talk about some other games that we have been playing. Chris, you are the guest of honor since you have flown all the way from the Fallout 4 Depths of Hell, Boston, coming here to
The
Hollywood.
depths of hell of Boston.
I've been playing Helldivers 2 periodically.
Helldivers.
You've been streaming that too, right?
No, I didn't stream it.
Or was that just Grand Theft Auto you were streaming?
Is that
Probably
Leo? Leo's probably over here like waiting for a shout out.
Yeah, Leo's been doing a lot of streaming. So yeah, shout out to Leo. Thank you for the content. Much appreciated.
I've been playing Helldivers periodically. I've been playing NHL, as you saw. I played Madden.
Your fantasy team on NHL looks
Yeah.
pretty well stout.
About to win the Stanley Cup, you know.
Who's your fantasy team? Rhodes.
No, so I took Seattle Kraken,
Okay.
and I turned off salary cap. I did like the whole fantasy draft thing. Turned off salary cap. I got Connor McDavid, Brad Marchand,
Woo! Yeah.
Max Zuccarello, Alex Ovechkin, Jordan Eberle, Tyler Seguin, Chris Letang.
Jesus.
Tory
fucking
Krug.
fully stacked.
Yep.
That's a stacked fucking
You know
team.
who my goalies are?
Who?
Marc-Andre Fleury and Swayman.
Swayman and fucking Flirty. Oh my fucking
Yep.
god.
Most shoutouts in the
He's
shoutouts
cheating.
in the league. So
His team's stacked.
Detroit's in the their conference final.
Detroit's.
At least in a fantasy setting, we can make it to the end.
Actually,
close
make the
to.
playoffs.
I played Madden for a little bit, and I downloaded it for shits and giggles because it was on the Game Pass. So I was like, kind of like in between like playing other games. So I was like, you know what, I just need something to play for a little bit. So I downloaded Madden, and I did like the kind of like the superstar mode, and I made my character. I made him a halfback. I did well in like the like combine and everything.
No.
That did a kick out of this mic. Didn't want it at all. Didn't care and everything. I ended up getting drafted by the Patriots. So
I'm sure you were a little happy about that inside.
I didn't really care, but I just thought it was funny that I ended up getting drafted by the Patriots. I was supposed to be like the mid-first round, and I get drafted by the Patriots.
6th round.
No, first round. So I ended up like just I'm not a huge Madden fan. Like I don't really play it as much as I used to anymore. So I was just honestly having fun with it that I just put it on rookie. Yeah. I averaged about 10 touchdowns a game. Well, almost over 500 yards a game. Broke the single season record for touchdowns. Just about broke like multiple career records for touchdowns. I ended up winning the MVP, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Running Back of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year. Won the Super Bowl, went undefeated, so yeah. Uninstalled that game literally right after finishing all of that. Just never gonna play it again.
Speaking of that, we got EA coming out with college football coming out.
I'm actually excited about that. That I will play.
I
will
excited
buy
about
and
that.
play the shit out of.
I'm
Because
probably buy that too.
I honestly, like, at the time, like when the college games were out, I preferred the college games more than Madden itself, because like you had the whole like basically you could create your character. So kind of like their superstar mode, like the college football superstar mode compared to Madden. And you created your character. You played a couple games in high school, like just so that way you could increase your star stat. And then you do the whole college signing day and everything. And then basically once you make it through the whole seasons and everything, you could actually transfer that character over to Madden itself.
Oh shit!
So I wonder if they're gonna do it with this one, and I think that would be cool to do. And that's what made like the college games fun, is like doing that superstar mode, having to do all these different things. Like you had to make sure that your grades stayed up. You had to make sure that you attended practices and everything. And so it was kind of like almost kind of like a college simulator, like balancing out and everything.
Well, that's basically how it is too, right?
Yeah.
If you don't get good grades, then you're not going to be on the team.
Yeah, you lose your scholarship.
Heard Archie Manning opted out of the game, or what's his name? One of the Mannings, most popular Manning, college football player.
Relation with the other Mannings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Already opted
I wonder why
out.
he opted out then.
He's got money, dude.
Well, I understand he's got money.
He's got money, dude.
He's got the family name. He doesn't need a game to give him more money. He's got the family name.
But why are you
Which
going to
he
work
really,
out?
it would be hilarious if he gets drafted and he's a fucking bust.
I think he will be, but that's just me. But
It'd be kind of hard to follow in your father's footsteps or your
I think
uncle.
Uncle
brothers,
Yeah.
both what? Was it Peyton the first round? I know Eli was the first round.
No, but the Manning that's in the college system now, I think is the nephew of the Manning brothers.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
And that's a very large reputation that you got to live up to. And if you don't, then yeah, you're going to be beat up quite a bit.
That's
by the
like
media.
right now, Marvin Harrison Jr. Like he was like the number one wide receiver, like in this current draft and everything. And I don't know. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, he's gonna live up. Like, just because he did well in college doesn't mean he's gonna live up to his father's reputation here. I mean, look at Asante Samuel. He was actually like one of the top cornerbacks, and you don't even really hear his son's name at all. Randy Moss, he was the top wide receiver from like the late 90s, early 2000s. His son's in the league, and you don't even hear his son's name anymore. So it's like, just because you have the family name doesn't mean you're going to live up to the family's legacy.
That's very true. Across multiple different kind of sports, I want to say that one of Mike Tyson's kids tried to get into boxing, really wasn't there with it as far as being successful like his father. Same with Joe Frazier's son, same thing. Pretty good, but then you meet up with somebody who is a top tier talent of the same division, and yeah, it's a whole different world when you're going from like amateur to professional. I
mean, the only ones that like that really have lived up to like their parents' legacy would probably be like Layla Ali, Muhammad Ali's daughter, and then the Manning brothers. Like, they lived up to their father's legacy.
One thing, talking about Mike Tyson, he's got a fight coming up.
I can't wait.
Oh, everybody's already said if Mike Tyson loses that fight, then you know they're rigged.
I don't want.
The thing is,
there is no way in hell Tyson loses that fight to fucking Jake Paul.
Dude, he's almost 60 years old.
Exactly.
But he stayed in.
You break my chair that you bought me?
Yeah, you break my chair that you bought me. No, it just slips
he's
off.
60 years old.
But he has stayed in shape, though, if you like look at him.
That was from years ago. A couple years ago.
No, but even
footage, like, yeah, he does seem like in shape, but it's like, even Conor McGregor, all these fighters are coming out like, I'm worried about Mike. Like, they're like, dude, he could have a brain bleed. He could have his heart could fucking explode. Like, all these fighters are coming out like, yo, obviously, I think that Jake Paul is going to probably take it easy on him, right? Just kind of make, Netflix some money, give people their money's worth. But it's like, I don't think that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul's a fucking legit boxer. Don't get me wrong. The guy's a fucking YouTuber. I'm sorry.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, I'm sorry. All those fights where Jake Paul has won have definitely been rigged.
Yeah.
Fucking, who did he go up against where everybody said like, it should have
Tommy
been?
Fury?
No.
He fought fucking Ben Askren, who's not even a fucking boxer.
Floyd Mayweather. He had the fight against Mayweather.
That was Logan Paul.
Oh. Well, they're all still fucking rigged.
That was Logan Paul, and that was an expedition fight. It didn't fucking matter. And Logan Paul is way bigger than fucking Floyd Mayweather. You're looking at this, like, he fought Ben Askren. You know who Ben Askren is, right?
Yeah, yep. He had a good run there.
He's the guy that would squeeze watermelons, and he's like, dude, he would squeeze a watermelon, and that shit would fucking pop. And he's like, dude, this guy ain't a fucking boxer.
Plus, he was also well out of his prime.
Yeah,
same with
well
Anderson
out of his
Silva.
Prime. He fought Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, come on, dude. The guy's a fucking zombie. The guy fucking can get hit in the fucking head a million fucking times and won't be knocked out. I don't know what is going on, but it's physically impossible. But
right, yeah, it's physically possible to have him get knocked down, but still, I would love to see like Jake Paul going into the octagon and fight someone like Nate Diaz because he won't stand a fucking chance.
No, he won't.
Would not stand a chance.
Conor McGregor in the octagon. I think McGregor could probably take him down.
You talking about like now?
Conor McGregor could take Jake Paul, Floyd Mayweather, anybody in the fucking octagon.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor for whoop everybody's fucking ass. He's not the best fighter in the world, but he could beat Jake Paul. He could beat Logan Paul. Yes, of course, but he's not the best fighter in the world anymore. But
so yeah. Let me get the Pauls correct. It is Logan Paul who is fighting Mike Tyson?
No, Jake Paul.
Logan Paul is doing wrestling.
Okay.
He's the wrestler at WWE.
Okay, so then Logan Paul.
Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather in an expedition match.
And of course, we all know that really doesn't mean shit because it's not going to affect anyone's record. You're just doing it to sell pay-per-views. You're doing it to make money, and I can foresee that being the reason why that one went on. And it's probably going to be the same thing, like you were saying, Mike, with Tyson coming up. And let's say that Tyson wins. Okay, well, Tyson's still the best, and that's great and everything. Let's say that Tyson...
I want Tyson to win. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, so do I. But what if he loses?
I think he's going to lose.
Mike Tyson, although for his age, he's in phenomenal shape. I will say he is in great shape for his age. Everything that he has been through, he's been there, he's done that. He's been the top of the fucking kingdom in his division, and he did really, really good in the 80s and in the 90s and even into the 2000s. But if he loses, how can Logan, right?
Jake.
How can Paul be so happy about beating somebody who's way past his prime? 30 years past his prime, right? So I want to see Mike Tyson win, for sure. Just like I'm sure most of the people in our age group, we want to see Mike Tyson win. The people that are younger than us, they want to see the influencer. They want to see the YouTuber win. And I totally get it.
No, I want to see Mike Tyson win.
Right, yeah. So there's
the YouTuber.
There's a lot of variables, right? And I think,
but he's 58 years old.
I think they're gonna. Is it fair? Well, look at the amount of money that Mike Tyson's probably going to get paid for it.
Yeah, he's probably get paid a shit ton of money from Netflix. But
right, and is this going to be one of his last fights?
Probably his last.
I'm thinking yes, and I would love to see him come out on top. But I want to see it in a good way. I don't want to see to where it's fixed, to where they had this planned out, to where the opposing guy's going down in the third round. And I want to see just a good old-fashioned bloodbath. I don't want to see Mike Tyson to get the shit beat out of himself just because he is past his prime. That's what I do not want to see.
Yeah.
I do not want to see bad things happen to any of those two fighters because, like you were saying, with having a brain injury, with having some kind of internal bleeding, plenty of things can happen at any age. Any punch could knock someone out and turn them into a fucking vegetable, right? So there's always that risk that you have to take. I want it to be a good match. I want it to be a good pay-per-view. I want it to be a good part of history. And I don't want it to be that, this YouTuber influencer beat this old guy that was in his prime 30 years past his prime. And now all of a sudden, this young YouTuber is now still considered the best boxer, the best fighter in the world. I'm sorry. Put him in his actual division with people that the same weight class, that's got the same record.
Why don't you put yourself in a contender?
Yes.
Why don't you fight a contender?
Yeah, if you want to consider yourself a professional.
You want the belt, right?
Yeah,
You're not fucking getting the belt by fighting Nate Diaz, Ben Askren. You're not getting the belt by fighting all these fucking Anderson Silva.
Those are just money fights. Yeah, that's not.
You're not getting the belt that way.
Yeah, that's not going to get him an NPC title at all.
Yeah,
if he wants
Mike
an NPC,
Tyson might bring pay-per-views, but it's not gonna.
No, he's bringing
Netflix views or whatever. I'm sorry, pay-per-views, Netflix. Yeah, it's gonna be streaming, so everybody can watch it. But it's like you ain't.
What are you?
You're not doing anything for your boxing career.
Well, the only thing that he's doing for his career is just getting himself more recognition and more money.
Yeah, and that's all he's doing. He's trying to get more money.
If his
he's trying to bring in more views for the more money, I guess.
If his intention is to be the best boxer for what he's doing, then yeah, he's doing good. He's making a lot of money with it. But there's no way that I can have somebody say that he's the best boxer of all time or the best boxer of the era.
No.
Because if he wants to consider himself a professional fighter, he needs to go against other professional fighters that are his age, his weight
limit.
Yeah, exactly.
Weight class, I mean.
Everything needs to be lined up to where he needs to put himself in the contention, into the rankings, and then I would love to see what he does. Now, if he does to where...
Is he a bad boxer? No.
He's not. I'm not doubting that he's
that's what I'm saying.
a good boxer, bad boxer.
These rigged fights for them and everything.
He's not a bad... He's a good fighter. That's the thing. I'm not saying anything bad about Jake Paul, but you're doing these. Literally, the guy called it one of the people in the press are like, when are you going to stop doing these gimmick fights? And Mike Tyson got offended. He's like, gimmick? You hear what he just said? Gimmick fight. He's like, what did you just call me? And he's like, this is literally a fucking gimmick fight. You're trying to fucking make money off fighting a fucking 60-year-old fucking boxer who's out of his prime. Sorry, that's a gimmick fight.
I'm gonna be honest. I think boxing's a dying sport.
It is.
Because
really
you
is.
now have MMA, which incorporates martial arts and boxing.
Boxing brings in the revenue, though.
It does, but
it brings in more
I think
revenue than
MMA is
MMA.
I think the UFC and everything's probably gonna take it over within like the next few years. Boxing is that big of a dying sport. Like I don't really see too much about it. I don't even hear it talked much on sports talk radio anymore. And I used to hear it all the time.
Well, boxing was a big thing back in the day, and it was a great way
It's
for
still-
like somebody like Rocky Marciano getting through the Great Depression and just making himself a name for not only himself but a way to feed his family. And that was when men were fucking men, right? And that was a great way to decide on who the top contender was. And I think it just, I don't want to say blown out of proportion, but it really lost a lot of its luster over the years, and it's not a way to prove your manhood, and it's not the sport of ultimate competition. I think the sport of ultimate competition would be more or less MMA, and that's not because I participated in it for many years. It's just because, like you said, Chris, boxing is
That's jiu-jitsu, that's karate,
it's a lot
boxing,
of variables.
that's wrestling. It's
You're-
all fighting.
Yeah, boxing, you knock the guy down, you're standing there and you're waiting for the guy to get back up, and he's got 10 seconds to do it. Now, if he was in MMA, then the guy gets knocked down, you're going down, you're going to beat the fucking shit out of him until he's unconscious and the ref stops, or you decide to stop because,
until you pin him. Like, that's one of the things that they do in MMA is
Or
they
wrestling,
have the pin.
yeah. I mean, you pin the guy, oh, he's done.
Yeah.
Not real fighting. Boxing, you punch the guy, he falls down. He's got 10 seconds to get his composure back. No, that's not the same thing with MMA. You get your fucking ass beat and you get your fucking head pounded 3, 4, 5, 10 times till the fucking ref feels like, oh, okay, this guy ain't fucking defended himself. I gotta stop this match.
Yeah.
And that goes with that. These are all severely high contact sports, as is hockey and American football. And I mean, I guess you can even consider baseball a contact sport. But
Baseball's a dying sport too. No matter what they try to do to keep it living.
With fighting, the way that the world is, it's very touchy and feely. And
I mean, you look at how long it took to get the other states to accept it.
Yeah, the
Like,
athletic
UFC
commissions
had
were
to
fucking
get
hard.
The state fucking commissioner or whatever state athletic commission to fucking accept them into their state. It was wild. Like Dana White had to go all across the entire United States and be like, this ain't a Nevada thing. I want to try and get it in every fucking state. And Dana White did a very good job at that. And it was like, yeah, it's a brutal fucking sport. But
Well, people found out that, when people find out that I did the MMA, they thought that I was getting paid, and I would have to tell them that I wasn't amateur and I wasn't professional. I fought underground because when I was doing it, it was still not recognized by our state through an athletic commission that amateurs could get paid. So any kind of money or purse money that you would get would basically go to your trainers, it would go to the gym, and the fighter would get nothing. Just like how college athletes, they don't get any kind of reimbursement.
They do now.
Of course, they do now, but times are changing, and I can see MMA in 20 years being a person being surrounded in fucking bubble wrap just because they're worried about the precautionary measures and will fighting be a thing? And I'm sure fighting's always going to be a thing, but there's so many fucking problems. Well, you don't see like back in the day of Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, those guys, to where they'll take multiple fights a year because that's what they cared about is fighting, getting money, and keeping
Yeah,
that title.
I think
and
now
then
if they get knocked out, they got to be out for 6 months.
Correct. You got to be out for so much, and then your
Yeah.
top contenders may fight once or twice a year, and that's all they have to do. And then nowadays, like someone like McGregor, yeah, he's got the shit beat out of him for many of years, but now look at him. He's out on a fucking Lamborghini or a Ferrari boat out in the middle of the fucking ocean. He doesn't have to fight anymore. He's got other endorsements.
He's fighting in the next fucking card. I'm like, why?
The dude is fucking juiced out,
Dude,
man.
no,
It's more
it's
than
like,
Flintstone
why?
vitamins and oatmeal at this point. The
You
guy
make more
is
money off your
jacked.
fucking whiskey than you do a fucking fight. Why risk your body and your fucking head?
Sometimes with the fighter, though, they're doing it for themselves for their own reasons.
Because he's fighting Chandler in the next fucking card. And I'm like, Chandler's not a boxer. He's a wrestler. I get that. But it's like, why? I'm like, dude, you're risking your fucking body. You have enough money to fucking live the rest of your life in luxury. Why?
But look at his reputation. He did good.
Yeah.
And then
And he's going to lose again. I love Conor McGregor's my favorite fucking fighter of all time. And I love the guy. But it's like, why? Why are you going to risk your body? Why are you going to fucking risk losing again? And when you have enough money, and if you lose, people might fucking stop buying your shit. I just don't get that.
a big wake-up call for him that really tarnished his reputation is when one of the Diaz brothers got short notice, like within a week or two, that I don't even know if it was a week. It might have even been a couple of days. And I think it was Nate Diaz like, yeah, fuck it, I'll take him on. And then beat him right there with like hardly any training, no training camp. And it just proves the point that it doesn't matter how much training you do. But anyway.
And then Conor came back and beat him, though.
Correct. Came back, beat him. Then Conor came back again, lost to Khabib, came back again, broke his fucking leg. And then that's what people know Conor as right now. So I think he's trying to save his reputation, maybe get a win, maybe two wins, and then finally retire.
The guy's the most popular person in Ireland. It literally, when he fought Floyd Mayweather, everybody's greeting was, fuck the Floyd Mayweathers. Yeah, fuck the Floyd Mayweathers. That was their greeting. They didn't say hi. They just said, fuck the Floyd Mayweather. Fuck the Mayweathers. It was fucking hilarious. You'll see it. And I'm like, dude, stop while you're ahead. Stop. Don't risk a fucking head injury. Don't risk your fucking body, dude.
It's a young man's game, for sure. At least for
and
fighting.
He's probably, 36, 37 right now. And he's already ahead of everything right now. And I'm like, you lose this fight, your fucking company might tank. Your stocks might go down. I'm sorry.
I can see boxing being picked up by MMA. Yes. When it comes to like big sports, baseball, I'm in agreement with you. American baseball. It's becoming, like boxing, a dying breed. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say that people don't give a shit about it, because I know there are the hardcore fans, but you just don't really hear about it much like how you used to. And I don't know if that's just me getting older, not caring about it as much myself.
They're doing like too much to try to keep it alive. Like they're implementing the pitching clock. They're implementing like if they go into extra innings, they now put a runner on second base. Like, it's just like, it's died out, like, because it went from being like basically a quick game, because I think like way back in the day it used to be just about 2 hours, to then all of a sudden being 3 hours, because of how long everything is. And it's like, yeah, it went from being like a 2 hour game to almost a 3 hour game because of all these like big spot, like the fucking commercials and everything, like, and all the companies that run the games, like. You don't know how many. Like, I've been to like the Red Sox games. I've been to like football games and hockey games, and you can see how long it takes now between each commercial break, depending on like what network is carrying the game. If ESPN, TNT, all of them are carrying like the game like prolongs because of like the breaks. But then like if it's like on a local network like Nesson, Bailey Sports, whatever, then it's quick. Because like they just show the commercials, go back to the game.
Unless you're, a pre-2023 Lions fan, to where they just didn't broadcast games because nobody cared about the Lions. Then it was a very quick game. But
no, we worked national broadcast games. It's like
TV timeouts always happen.
Yeah. And they're the longest on national broadcast games.
I don't think they are because they'll cancel the commercials. They literally will cancel the commercials if it is nationally broadcast, though.
And I also like
they'll literally cut right in the middle commercial and go back to the game.
No, they what it is like now like the refs and everything like have like the microphone, like not the microphone, like the headset or like the earpiece, and they'll say like when they're coming back from commercial break to get everybody started up.
Or they'll continue to keep the game going, take the game from the whole screen, knock it down to a corner of the screen, and still show the commercial. Mm-hmm. So they'll do that too, and I like when they do that because you don't lose a second of the game. You don't get to hear the broadcast. You can still see the game.
You got it right there at the bottom, right at this corner of the screen.
Right, yeah.
I think that's stupid sometimes, though.
They will literally, we worked March Madness one time, and I know for a fact they were not at all just waiting for the commercials. They would cut that shit out real quick and fucking go back right to the game.
I've watched them come back from commercial break in the middle of a play, and it's like, fucking seriously?
Right.
Yeah, and that shit sucks. It was like, you have money riding on this. It's March Madness. Everybody's watching this fucking game. They will, yeah, like you said, have it at the bottom right of the corner. All right, we'll do your fucking advertisement, but it's going to be this tiny. But it's like, we're going back. And it's like, we'll cut your fucking shit real quick. And I've been there. I've worked national broadcasting games plenty of times, so and I've watched plenty of those.
So let's go back to the Netflix pay-per-view coming up with Tyson versus Paul. I'm going for Tyson. Mike, you said you're going for Tyson.
I'm going Tyson. I want Tyson to win, but I think Jake Paul's going to win.
Okay, so we're all going for Tyson. So, Mike Tyson, I know you're out there listening to us. Best of luck to you.
We all know Tyson's listening to.
Maybe we'll get him on the podcast one of these days if he survives the boxing match.
God, I want Tyson to win. I think that Jake Paul's going to drag it out, though, to make his money and make Netflix money. I think that Paul will win, probably in decision.
He would be a great person that I would love to sit down and interview. It would be probably a frightening interview.
With Tyson?
With Tyson. But still, I mean, the guy's got a lot of fucking history in the sport. I mean, he's seen a lot, he's done a lot, and I respect the hell out of him for it, for everything that he's done.
So y'all call it everyday game of society? Society? Authority?
I got my pigeons up here. Pigeons? You don't get it? No. He would.
I didn't think he had pigeons. I thought he had like tigers and lions. And,
yeah, he said exotic animals.
Yeah.
He had pigeons too.
That ain't no fucking 10-pound dog that you're hanging out with.
I think before he got famous, he had pigeons too.
Carrier pigeons?
Yeah.
Well, that's how they used to communicate back then, right? You know, they didn't have social media, so you just strap a little note on.
And like, wait, no, I could be wrong. Maybe someone killed one of his pigeons, and then that's when he turned into Iron Mike Tyson. I don't know.
That's like fucking Liam Neeson with like a John Wick thing, kills his dog, and
actually,
he's
blood. Like, I'm fucking whipping everybody's ass.
Start pulling a fucking Russell Crowe, punching random people.
You ever had a fucking what, tiger?
Yeah,
he's tiger.
Guys had a lot of exotic animals over the years. Yeah.
This shows he made hundreds of millions of dollars boxing, and then now he's on Cartoon Network. You know, like
I don't think he's on Cartoon Network.
Adult Swim.
Cartoon Network's dead.
Adult Swim.
He's got his own successful podcast. I think it's Hot Boxing with Mike or something like that. So good for him. He's still in it, still relevant.
No, he did a show on Cartoon Network.
No, you think of the Adult Swim show?
Yeah, the Adult Swim show. It's still on Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network's not Cartoon Network anymore. It's like I don't know. They've gone away from like how they used to be and doing something new.
What the fuck? I don't care. It's all good.
Video games coming up. Didn't we get a release date for Grand Theft Auto 6?
2025.
So at least we know it's not 2026.
Nope.
So we have
as far as we know.
Yeah. At least right now, we have another year before we see something like that.
Half a year.
Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Up to 5 years, depending on if things get pushed back.
Yeah, that game is going to be fucking huge.
I'm still worried about the mechanics of the game and having it be some kind of a subscription-based service. I'm still worried about it. We haven't had those releases come out, those details come out yet for it.
It's not.
You're still thinking a retail price of the game, and then you're
Yeah,
good as long as you pay your internet connection.
It's not gonna be. I'm sorry. EA's talking about doing ads. Rockstar is not the type of game that would not the type of company that would do that fucking bullshit. Rockstar legitimately care does what they normally do. They don't fucking fuck around and find out. EA, Ubisoft are the fucking around and find out companies. But Rockstar, I don't
more a
think would
shark
do that.
card company.
Yeah,
Very
they're
true.
microtransactions, but they're not that fucking shady microtransactions. Yes, they had the GTA Plus where people did all these extra things because they noticed that a lot of people were doing the Twitch stuff, like the Twitch gaming or the Prime gaming now. So they figured all right, maybe if people are willing to do that, we can get them to do the subscription base now, the GTA Plus, where they get the additional money and everything. They're not gonna be that fucking scumbag and kind of do that whole, oh, you need to pay for a subscription to on top of your Xbox subscription. If a game did that, then the game's dead before release.
Yeah, I don't. They might charge more for the game. I don't know.
I mean, companies are charging more now for games.
They could charge $100 for the game, but
And people
I don't
are still
see
gonna buy
them
it.
charging extra per month for you, like a subscription to play their fucking game. I don't see that.
No. If they
I-
did,
they-
if
they-
they did that, the game is dead. You're not an MMO or any of that. You're not World of Warcraft.
And I don't
You're
even
not
see them fucking charging an extra. I think it's gonna be a $70 game. They're gonna fucking let you pay your fucking Game Pass. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did charge $100 for the game. Whatever, I'll still pay it. But I don't see them doing that. I really don't.
No. And if they were going to be doing that, a lot of more people would be talking about it. And you said you heard it. I never heard it. So I don't think it's a legitimate thing.
They probably already heard it and was like, "We're not doing this shit. They're gonna make a lot more money. They're gonna make money either way."
Yeah.
How many years have we been running Xbox X and X and the PS5?
2020.
So about 4.5 years now.
All right. So we're going to have GTA hopefully come out next year, 2025. The year after, can we see a next generation of consoles?
I don't think we're going to see a next gen at least until 20. My honest opinion would be probably 2030.
How long did it take for us to get? How long did it take?
Exactly. I think they're not. I don't think they're going to rush it because of how long it took for a lot of people to get these consoles.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, I literally had to download an app that Chris told me called Hot Stock.
I didn't even use it when I ended up buying my PlayStation
I bought
5.
my Xbox, my PS5, my Switch OLED, all off Hot Stock just because it gave me the notification. Like, hey, Walmart's going to have this sale, or Best Buy's going to have this sale. And I literally got my PS5 when no one could get that shit. And I was like, all right, cool. So I don't really see them doing it anytime soon. They just released the
I honestly think
slim
it'll be
version.
probably 2030 is when we'll see the next console sets. Because even Microsoft has said that the X is probably going to be probably the last where they're going to make it. If they make another console, it will probably be where it has interchangeable stuff.
Yeah, because they just
kinda
want
keep up with,
everybody to
new
get a computer.
components. Yeah.
So you're talking more like a PC. They're going to be going to where you can.
Yeah,
But
they
I don't think
upgrades.
they'll make I don't think everything will be as expensive as the PC, because the PC you kind of have to update almost every couple of years. So I think with the Xbox they'll probably make it run as well as they can, so that way you don't have to update it so much.
Would disk drives become a thing? on the new consoles,
I don't
or are
think
we
so.
completely
I
going to
don't
go
think
away?
so,
I
but
think
it
we're
was
gonna
good.
completely go away.
It was good for them to add this on. I really do like it because, say, I love owning games, but it's like, yeah. You can take a look at my games.
I am. That's what I was planning on doing. We
got a
got
bunch
Red
of
Dead,
PS4
Fallen
games.
Order, Spooderman.
He's got the
Metal
UFC
Gear.
trainer from the Wii over here.
Yeah. And, yeah, I just think that, yeah, it'll probably be the last time we see, disc consoles. Because I think CDs are obsolete.
Yeah.
So then at some point I'm going to have to be canceling my GameFly subscription then.
Probably.
You haven't done it already. Like, oh my
I know.
God.
Somebody was very shocked when they found, because they heard like, hey, have you guys ever heard of this company called GameFly that like came out with?
You haven't done it digitally yet? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, you can rent this game digitally. I thought they would have done that by now.
No, I still get 4 games a month, and Leo takes good advantage of it, and whoever else takes advantage of it.
Nintendo, I don't know. But as far as PlayStation, Xbox, yes. Nintendo, I'm not sure. They're still doing, obviously, they do digital buys.
I mean, Nintendo charges you $60.
He's going through my games.
I gotta take a shit.
For something this fucking big.
Yeah,
$60 for that.
yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
I love my fucking game. I'd rather have the physical.
But I'm saying $60 for that little thing.
Yeah.
The same thing that was the
It's
same
like a
size.
it's like an SD card.
The same thing that was the same fucking size as a fucking Nintendo DS game that they charged you $30 for.
I know.
Highway motherfucking robbery with Nintendo nowadays.
But I'd rather buy that than fucking pay it on just the fucking system where they could just take it away.
Actually, most of the games that I have on my Switch are digital as well. I don't know. I've just been doing like digital now, especially like with certain games, because like the fact of the matter is, it's like, if it's one that I play a lot, I'm not gonna want to like constantly like take the disc out, put another game in, take the disc out, especially like on like the Switch and whatnot. So Switch, I've definitely been playing a lot more digital games.
Thing is, I don't have a memory card for that.
Yeah.
So that's why I bought the games. too.
Right.
That's why I'm playing the fucking
And
games.
then
on
on like the Xbox and the PlayStation, I just buy digital anyways. So.
I would buy a digital. Yeah, I mean, I buy digital for my Xbox and my PlayStation, but it's like, I don't have a fucking memory card for my fucking games on my
Switch, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I buy that.
Yeah. No, the PlayStation, I got like all digital. I got the
Fuck
digital one.
Asshole! They're like, why are you buying this? Ripping my.
No,
fucking
I'm saying like
games
you're
out.
paying $60 for something that small.
No, I get it.
Like that's what I'm getting at with Nintendo, is that you're paying $60 for something.
They're
that
paying
small.
for that fucking distribution, and it's like, what the
But
fuck?
$60 for something that small in that big of a case.
I paid $70 for fucking Zelda.
Yeah, so
So I have no idea exactly what time it is, because your stove says it's a few minutes past 11.
138.
So it's 1:38,
Jesus goddamn Christ.
and then your clock in the bathroom is like 12:30.
No, it
Well, I mean that clock is right at least like once
Alexa,
a year.
go on daylight savings time. I try to yell at Alexa. It doesn't understand me.
It's because you're yelling at her. She doesn't like
Right?
it, man.
Alexa, I told her, I'm like, you're not on the right time. Alexa, go on daylight saving times. No, I don't know what you want me to do. No, fucking go up an hour so I don't fucking think I'm late for work or early for work.
So before I had to take a mad dash run to the bathroom, you guys were talking about bitching, paying $60 for a little cartridge for the Nintendo,
He took over my Switch games.
But no, like my big thing is like you're paying $60 for something that freaking small, or
Okay.
$70 because he said
like
he
an SD
played the
card.
Breath of the Wild, and it's like Nintendo is on like it's literally almost like it's smaller than what the 3DS cartridges were, and they charge those like $50.
But now we're still paying 50 to...
I paid $75, 74 something and some change for Zelda Breath of the Wild.
But now we could still pay 50 to 70, if not more, for digital content for something that we'll never get anything physical.
Right.
Yeah, so the prices are not going down. It's just
they're
our
going
actual
up.
physical copies are going away.
Yeah.
Inflation,
Yeah,
right?
they're the same fucking price.
Like even now,
And that's
like,
why I
a lot of
buy
things-
physical copies.
See, a lot of things have just become like digital now
Christopher.
because of like people always like traveling or like on the go or working sometimes too. Like, I mean, all my movies that I buy now are like all on digital. Like I buy them on YouTube, Movies Anywhere, because like I can just watch them on the go when needed.
Yeah, I buy it all on
I can
Apple.
download them on my phone, and like when I'm flying, I can watch them on airplane mode because they're downloaded.
As you dropped your
As you throw
iPhone.
your phone down. Well, phones nowadays don't have buttons, so I mean they're very simple and yet they're very complex. Are you wanting to go back to an Android, or are you going to stick with an Apple
No,
product?
I mean, I'll stick with it for a little bit.
You're
but-
goddamn right you are.
Yeah,
That's the right answer.
But my,
Stick
my
with
big
an
thing
Apple.
too was like the other thing that
Have an
was-
iPhone like an adult.
Like an adult.
My big thing like that, like the reason why I switched over was because of work. Like, where I work, we don't have like the best of service, so it's like trying to get text messages to go out and stuff like that for anything like while we're at work doesn't really work well. And then, so like I would be on like on my Google Messages trying to send a message to somebody who's on like the iMessage, and it's not going through. And it's because of like something that Apple was using, and now I guess all of a sudden like found out like probably like 2 months after I switched from Android to Apple, that Apple's now agreed to do the thing that basically Android's using, which is like the RCS. Like it's kind of like the more of
What,
a
iMessage?
no, it's more of like a protection thing, like a security thing with like the messages and everything. I think you probably have heard about it.
Yes. Yeah.
And so that's the reason why like Android messages would pop up as green on Apple messages is because of that. Whereas now I guess like, with the next set of iPhones that are going to come out, like when they do the iPhone 16, they're gonna incorporate that on there. So now bubbles are just going to be same colors because of that.
Oof.
That
Yeah, I
message thing.
hated seeing the green.
But it's kind
No
of...
text.
But it's like more of a security thing with like the messages, like and everything. That's why it's like why
Apple is
didn't
very
wanna
secure.
Go.
I mean,
but
they don't allow viruses. They're very secure with that shit, and that's
But
why
now
I
it's
stuck
like
with
they're
Apple.
combined in like that with messaging wise. So now it's like if I send something from my phone to my mother's phone, it's not gonna be like digitalized or anything. Like how like even if I sent pictures, like they would be like kind of like blurry. And
Yeah,
stuff like
reduced and all that crap. Yeah.
Apple has a better camera.
That. Actually, the Android still have the better camera.
We can agree to disagree. It's all right.
It's like PlayStation and Xbox, right? You're going to have lovers and haters. You're going to have one over the other. I'm still happy to see that you do
got
have an Apple.
What's that? The red?
I did, yeah. So I bought that new Apple phone when it was red and it came out. It's only got the 2 lenses on it. It didn't
I got
have
the blue.
Yeah, it didn't have the fancy 3 lenses when
Fancy
I bought
Pacific
mine.
blue that only came with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. That's why I've been.
Titanium.
Oh, titanium.
Navy titanium, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
They're very fancy piece of devices. The world is in our pocket at all times, and it's quite crazy. Mike and I got into a long-winded discussion about, I guess, us feeling old in technology and how everything is the way that it is now versus how it was when we were growing up.
Oh
And,
my God, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why our conversation started to spawn into the
We just
2, 3
went
to
off,
4 hour
like,
mark, and yeah.
back in the day, like how it was like, oh, kids have made it home. Maybe they're dead. We don't know. We don't fucking care. Natural selection, Hakuna Matata, everybody. Circle of life.
I haven't seen my kid in 3 weeks. Let's hope they're okay.
He's all right.
Yeah, but now
He's camping back. He's camping somewhere.
right. Yeah, he's living off the land. Hopefully,
Hopefully, we don't know. I'm not sure.
now we can just fucking track everything. It's weird, but we.
No, it's like, yeah, I went to Eastern, and they're like, oh yeah, on Sash Ball, they're going this, and I'm like, how the fuck, you're tracking my fucking nieces? She's like, yeah, I see their phone. It was like, I don't know, you probably have it with your kids.
I sure do. I can see whoever's
360.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I see them. They're on Sash Ball, and I'm like, the fuck? And I'm like,
they're on this road doing 63, and I know it's a posted 50.
yeah. I was like,
I had a patient that like she like tracked her fucking parents coming to visit her. I was like, and then she like texted them. She's like, "Can you give me McDonald's? You're about to pass one." I was like, "The fuck."
See, that's the kind of stuff I don't like. Is why'd you spend an extra 15 minutes at your house when you told me you were going to leave at this time? And it's like, leave me the fuck alone.
Like my funny thing is like, so when I went down to North Carolina back in November last year, or back in December after like my cousin died, took like the weekend to go down and kind of reset. My buddy and I, we shared our location. So then about a month ago, I forgot that him and I had shared our location together, and he just texts me doing like, why are you here? And I was like, the fuck you talking? And then I remember that we like shared our location and we just never shut it off. And we joke around now with it because like I'll be like, he'll see like that I've gone from like where my room is on the left side of the house to the right side of the house when I go downstairs. And then like same with him. So like I'll text him and I'll be like, so what do you do on the right side of the house? Well, most of the time you spend your time on the left side of the house. So like,
you got Find My iPhone on? Or is
no,
it
it's just
else?
like we share our location with each other.
Ugh.
So like that's just like the funny thing. And then like yesterday, I think we were bowling, and he's like, "So having fun bowling?" So, but he just like we just like joked around with like stuff like that. Like,
oh, you
like,
do find I know
like the shared like the location.
Yeah, I know what you do.
But like we have fun. We have fun with it now. Like one day, him and his wife were like running errands, and I texted him. I was like, "Hey, you're at this place. Can you get me this?" So
we got off on a tangent with Chris asking about the games that you're playing. Mike, have you been playing anything different in the past week? Been playing anything more besides Fallout?
No, I've been playing a little bit. Before Fallout, I've been playing a little bit Ghost Tsushima, and I've been getting back into that. I got my brother into it, and he just got himself a PS5. So he asked me, he's like, "What should I get from a PS5? This is fucking awesome." He's like, I was able to find a PS5. Obviously, a little easier to find now, but I was like, get Ghost of Tsushima, and at first he was on the fence, and he was like, oh yeah, that game, no, I don't want to play it. And then he started playing it, and usually that's how it goes, because he did the same thing with fucking Zelda. He's like, I don't want to fucking play Zelda. Zelda's for kids, or that game's, stupid, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, play Ghost of Tsushima, and now he's fucking in love with it. So, starting back up Ghost of Tsushima on the PS5. I played it on the PS4, but that's it.
Never picked up Battlefront?
No.
Did you ever buy that, Chris? The remastered Battlefront 1 and 2? Okay. So,
oh, yeah, I did. Actually, I did.
You did? Okay, because it's funny. We all
My bad.
were anticipating it. We all bought it. I haven't played it yet.
You're talking about Battlefront for the fucking original.
Correct.
I
Yes.
played a little bit of it. It's just
Okay.
like kind of wonky getting back into like how they had like the controls set up for it. But I enjoyed it.
So the nostalgia was still there?
Yeah.
Great.
I played it on my Xbox. I got it downloaded on my Xbox. I'm playing it, and
Still hate the space battles.
I want to get to the space battles.
Oh,
I haven't got that far.
I hated the space battle. Like some of them were fine, but then some of them I was just like, whoa.
No, I'm on the fucking land battles, and I'm just battling everybody. I'm like, I really want to get to the X-Wing and where I'm in space and everything, but no. Goddamn. It sucks. I like the other Battlefronts better right now.
The space battles can get very frustrating because you have to get to the other person's ship and you have to destroy everything the other person's ship. But from one ship to the next ship, that's a lot of real estate that you have to travel undamaged and unscathed before somebody else will probably fly in and take you out. And back in the day, because I haven't played on the new one yet, where they're actual people and not a computer, they wouldn't really follow you into the ship, and they were kind of stupid with how they were, depending on the difficulty. And I could just imagine on how it is now. And I really want to pick it up, and I really want to play it.
heard that company was supposed to be the company to remake KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. And then Disney fucking scrapped that shit real quick. They're like, yeah, this company sucks. But they ended up doing Battlefront remastered. 1 and 2. So, and that's why I really played a lot.
I don't know. I think they should still just let BioWare remaster.
They should let BioWare.
BioWare and EA should be doing the remaster of KOTOR.
Shut up! BioWare is busy making Mass Effect 4. 5. What?
Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect Andromeda, Mass Effect 5.
No, 4. Shut up. They're busy making a Mass Effect 4. Let them do their thing. Let them fucking rebuild.
If you really want to think about it, it's 6 because then they released the Legacy and then now the 5.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah, they did the Legendary Edition.
You just want a new Mass Effect game. And every single year, we talked about this last podcast, November 7th, you just keep on getting teased by it every N7 day.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. All I know is I really hope they're perfecting it. That's all I hope, because they have took so many L's with Anthem, fucking Andromeda, and I don't know if they made anything else, but those two fucking suck dick. But
no, I've seen a lot of pickup on Andromeda again. I've seen a lot of people actually enjoying it. I'm part of
the gameplay is good. Don't get me wrong.
I'm part of a couple not Discords, but Reddits, and then a couple fan page on Facebook and everything. And a lot of people are replaying Andromeda and actually enjoying it now. So
no,
now you're enjoying it after I spent fucking God knows how much money on the fucking Legendary Edition with the fucking soundtrack and the goddamn fucking season pass, and now I don't get fucking shit.
That's why we're hoping that they're just sitting tight and they're just focusing all their fucking money on Mass Effect 4 with Shepard coming back.
Wouldn't that be some shit when Mass Effect 4 or 5, however they want to label it,
this 4
comes out and then they say right at the very start that Shepard never made it? You would probably stop.
Like I said last time, I'm like Shepard somewhere at a fucking bar naked. You don't believe the shit I've just been through. He's just they find his armor and he's just at a bar fucking naked. The shit I just been through. All right, guys, double shot of whiskey, please.
Just bring me the bottle.
Just give me the bottle, yeah. Just give me the bottle. No, Mass Effect 4, they're bringing Shepard back. Shut up. I keep on seeing it. 4.
I did hear that they're talking about another Black Ops game. I don't know if it's going to be called Black Ops 6.
I've heard two things. One of them I've heard from a reliable source, and one of them I've heard from not so reliable. The reliable source said that it would actually be taking place during fucking one of the big.
It's gonna take place.
It was one of Andromeda. It was one of the one of the big wars, not the Cold War, how it was recently. I think they said the Korean War or something like that. It was gonna be during one of those wars, and then another one that I heard. Oh no, the one that I heard was Desert Storm. I believe was gonna be a more slightly recent one, the 90s, and then another one that I heard from a not so reliable source was that it was gonna take place. It was going to be more of a direct sequel to Black Ops 2.
Iraq. He's going into fucking Saddam Hussein's fucking...
That's going to be the DLC.
That's going to be DLC.
But it's just a waiting game. I have a feeling they do it just about every year. They announce some type of little teaser during the All-Star game. And then they announce something big during the playoff, the NBA final, the actual finals. So I have a feeling we'll probably get something next month about the new Black Ops.
It amazes me that something like the Call of Duty franchise can still have a game come out every year.
But they do it. They subsidize to like 3 different companies. You got
Yeah, they do.
Sledgehammer,
Infinity
Treyarch,
Ward,
and Infinity Ward.
Treyarch, and Sledgehammer. Yeah.
But it's amazing. You can still have games come out every single year, and you still have people going out and buying them. Mm-hmm. And it's really the same premise of the game. The story may change, but it's almost like the same mechanics.
I mean, you saw it. I showed you last night. I uninstalled it. I'm just done with it.
Treyarch.
I never even finished the Modern Warfare 3 story campaign because it became more of an open world. Because the fact of the matter is, it was supposed to be Respawn's year, and Infinity Ward and Activision basically pressured Sledgehammer into doing Modern Warfare 3. And it was basically rushed. That's why it's like so horrible. Haven't even finished the Modern Warfare 3 campaign because like they made it like an open world type thing, and it's unfair.
Talking about Modern Warfare back in like 2016.
No, the Modern Warfare 3 that just came out.
Oh no, fuck that shit. I would play that shit.
I might reinstall it for Season 4 because it's supposed to have Fallout part of it. But
really?
I highly doubt it.
You talking just probably skins, maybe some weapons?
Yeah, skins and like the battle passes and revolve around like the whole Fallout for Season 4. And then partway through Season 4, they're going to do like their whole reloaded thing. And I guess Gundam's going to be involved with it too. So, but I don't even know if I'll re-download it or not.
What about other games coming out this year while Mike goes and release himself?
Assassin's Creed Shadows. I've always wanted the one that I wanted the most was, of course, the Vikings, which we got. I love Valhalla. I didn't care what other people say about it, but wasn't a huge fan with Mirage. It kind of got repetitive for me, and then now they're coming out with Shadows, which takes place in Japan. So I'm actually excited for that. You actually play as 2 characters, one who's part of like the Creed in a way, and then one who's part of the Creed but also samurai. So it's going to be interesting. I saw the trailer for it.
Where does this go in the storyline?
No idea. I mean, more will probably be announced as it gets closer and everything, but they just announced like the trailer. So
the Assassin's Creed storyline is, or I should say the timeline of all the games and the events and where it takes place.
So now it takes place, like, of course, years after the whole Desmond thing. And then, because like the whole Desmond storyline took place up until like what was supposed to be the apocalypse of 2012, where the world was going to end. And then Desmond stopped it, sacrificed his life for it. And then it's just now been like the whole, the whole group of like Sean and Rebecca kind of just finding out more, and I think trying to do something, but I never really paid attention to like the sub storyline of that anymore. Like after the whole Desmond storyline, I just stopped with like that timeline and just paid attention more in game, or like in the Animus, I should say.
Now, what didn't you care about Mirage, the latest release?
So they went back to like how it originally was supposed to be, and after playing like Odyssey or Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, I actually enjoyed the way they had those set up. It felt more of like an RPG aspect rather than like a set in place RPG, and that's what they went back to. Like with the Mirage was like a set in place. So they had in those 3 you got skill points, so you can make your character like the way you wanted to make your character. But on this one, it's just you unlock like different abilities, but you don't have like the skill points. So everything's already set in stone for you, RPG, and I don't like it.
What about the game mechanics? Have they gotten any better over the years?
About the same.
They're all the same fighting.
Yeah. You can dodge, you can parry, you can stab somebody, you can assassinate.
So they really haven't revamped any of that. It's just a different storyline, same mechanics.
Yeah.
Just like Call of Duty.
But at least like Assassin's Creed has like that replayable aspect, whereas sometimes like the Call of Duty storyline for me just doesn't have a replayable aspect.
Well, you also don't have an open world sandbox too, to where you can just travel and do what you want.
And that's what for me made Origins. Origins I wasn't like big into because like the map was just like way too huge and like you leveled up slowly, and they kind of fixed that with Odyssey, where you leveled up a little bit quicker compared to before. You can, like, that clip's empty. So like where you, Odyssey, like they made it where you leveled up a little bit quicker compared to Origins. And that's what made,
I know.
a fucking squeaking wheel.
Torturing to help you out there.
I hope not.
So that's why I played like the shit out of Odyssey. I played the shit out of Valhalla, and it's like with Valhalla and Odyssey, like there was all these little like side quests and everything to go through.
Oops. Put your Afro Man back on, as you call it.
Afro Man.
So and then like
Tiny little Afro Man.
and Mirage just didn't have like that whole like small stuff, like small side quest like aspect. So I don't know. I'll probably buy Shadows and I'll probably play the shit out of it. But Mirage just didn't give me that excitement that it used to.
Before Shadows, are we looking at this year for release date or next?
I think they said this year.
Really? Okay. So that's been coming up here pretty soon. Third quarter, maybe fourth quarter?
Probably fourth quarter holiday.
Yeah, right when everybody gets those bonus checks, spending on some video games. That's
Yeah.
right. But you, Mike,
I know you were about to ask me the
and,
same fucking question.
That's
Star
right,
Wars
man.
Outlaws.
Going around the room. What's that?
Yes!
Star Wars Outlaws. That's the other one.
Outlaws is my game.
You guys both got big into the latest Star Wars game. What? It was the last.
Survivor?
Yeah, Jedi Survivor.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys put a lot of time into it, a lot of effort into it. Mm-hmm. Can we be probably expecting that for the next one for Outlaws?
Definitely. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're not playing as a Jedi, which I'm actually kind of like excited about. Like, I don't mind like the Star Wars games, like where you like kind of vary off from just playing as a Jedi. Like, I actually enjoy those, and I'm excited for that.
I think Outlaws looks more like you create your own character, right?
No, it's a set character as well.
It's a set character.
Yeah, but you'll probably be able to do like the cosmetics like you were able to do with Fallen Order and Survivor.
Yeah. So you get to go to different planets as
Yeah.
well. So, and it's kind of like their, I'm sorry for 1313. No, 1313.
Well, 1313 was supposed to be Boba Fett and Bounty Hunter. This one,
Well, that was more just the bounty hunter kind of underworld kind of thing,
yeah.
right?
You were supposed to that one. You were supposed to play as Boba Fett and handle like the underworld.
I don't know about that,
Yeah,
but
1313 was supposed to be Boba Fett centered. It
yeah.
was supposed to be like level 113, like 1313 of Coruscant. And it was like kind of like the whole bounty hunter guild and everything.
Yeah, so
Whereas this one you're playing as like a smuggler guild.
yeah, it comes out in August. I'm very excited about it. That's probably the game that I'm looking forward to the most. Just the gameplay, seeing you go from planet to planet, looks pretty cool. Kind of like Survivor. I know you go to different planets, but yeah. What about you, Steve?
For games coming out, that's a great question. I've been, I don't want to say preoccupied, but I have been stuck in my ways of Dead Island 2. I want to go ahead and I want to finish that off. And I've been very happy with myself that I did unsubscribe to the Fortnite Crew Pass.
You did?
The last time we were all in this very room in, what was that, January? December of last year? I think, Chris, right?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, because I was rolling into the new year. I unsubscribed to that, so I've been having a lot of extra free time that I've actually rolled into other hobbies and things, and I did just pick up a game that I just wanted to get back into that I got a lot really into. The first Dead Island, got all the achievements for it. So rolling into the second one has been a lot of painstaking hours and slowly doing the progression through the different streets of, I will just say, California. It's a good game. It's a fun game. What my next one is going to be.
Picture your shoes.
My Crocs.
Oh yeah, that's right, man. So those are the EGS Productions shoes by
Those are
Vans.
the newest Chucks?
Vans.
Vans.
Yep. So EGS is going mainstream. You know, I got the brand on the hat, and I also have my name on the shoes, and we got the logos
Steve Scotland.
printed everywhere. So yeah, nothing like a walking fucking billboard, right?
Right.
Pretty soon we'll be coming out with socks and condoms. I'll let you know when those come out.
Socks and condoms.
We discussed video games. We discussed television. And I guess just Fallout in general. That was really the only thing that we talked about. Chris, you were talking about X-Men 97,
Yep.
right? Looking forward to the second season on that. I've been hearing some news on it as well.
How was
I
it?
wonder. So like, a lot of people are wondering too, like because of how well it has done. Are they gonna come out with like redoing like Spider-Man, like the animated series one? Because they kind of like ended it abruptly and then brought it back. Supposedly, it was supposed to be like a sequel series, but it was actually supposed to be the 2099 series, like the animated series. But they changed it up and made it like be actually Peter Parker still with the Spider-Man Unlimited, which did horrible. So a lot of people are wondering if they're gonna maybe bring back like the Spider-Man of the 90s because they did show Spider-Man in a couple clips in X-Men 99. Captain America had a cameo in it. They showed Iron Man as well. So a lot of people are wondering, are they going to maybe bring back like these animated shows with like to kind of end them out in a way? Because like they didn't really get their endings in the 90s. That was like kind of like the same thing that happened with X-Men 97. It didn't really get a full ending, but they're now talking about season 2 maybe.
It just got canceled. Then that was it.
Yeah. They still kept the theme song. Fucking the most badass theme song.
Is there anything for TV, movies that you guys want to talk about before we jump into sports? Because I know you guys have a debate going on with the Stanley Cup.
I ain't gonna bring that onto here. I ain't gonna bore people with that.
He doesn't want to because he knows his team's already out of there.
I mean, I've already said what I needed to.
No,
off the
he
podcast.
just fucking is a fucking poor sport.
All right, so if you guys want to go ahead and stop now with the podcast for all the video
movies.
game talk, well, I mean, if you got something to... What's that?
Is that T. Chucky beat the shit out of what's his name again?
You just
Coming from the guy who only had probably one prior fight in his career that doesn't really do any fighting.
Dude, they fucking sat there and like, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
right before the
Pasta
fucking
doesn't really
pump
fight
drop.
at all, though.
All right.
Martian's one of the big fighters. Trent Frederick's the big fighter. And McAvoy and a couple of the defensemen are the fighters. Like, Pasta doesn't do any of the fighting.
Pasta. That's his name.
Same with, like, when you think about it. If
Pastrnak.
you look at other teams, there's, like, teams that have their, like, big scores, and then they have their fighters around them. And Pasta's not the fighter. But you're going to get bounced by the Rangers anyway.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they will.
No. Panthers are going to go on and finally win.
No.
Yeah, they will. Panthers.
Obviously, you're representing. Yep.
Yep, representing.
Is that who you want to see
Pastrnak.
win the Stanley all the way through?
Yes. If it's
It
not the
won't-
Red
it won't
Wings, then
happen.
it's the Panthers.
Yeah, the Red Wings are
Obviously,
not in it.
the
not
Red
this year.
Wings all the way, but Panthers, my secondary team.
Chris, I know your team's out. Who can you see winning the cup?
Honestly, I could see like the Rangers doing it. Like they have that solid setup this year. I mean, they won the President's Trophy. They've already broken that curse. Like where a lot of times, like the teams that win the President's Trophy are either bounced within like the first or second round, and they're on the Eastern like they're now at the Eastern Conference Finals. I could see them winning it. I could see I can see it being probably a Dallas and Rangers, Dallas Stars and New York Rangers matchup with probably the Rangers winning in 7. I think it's gonna like actually be like that close. Cause like Dallas is doing pretty well, but I don't see them coming out on top though. I see them probably just if it goes Game 7, it's gonna be probably a one-score game for Game 7.
I see Panthers, and I'll say Stars as well. What's going to be Game 5, 4-1.
So not a complete blowout, but at least some kind of competition in there.
Yeah, one game. What about you, Steve? What do you think?
What, for hockey?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I guess I would just have to go. I would like to see the Rangers get it.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my house.
I'll be out there on the porch. Go ahead and let me know when you're done
Hollywood
recording.
does not accept you.
I mean, the Red Wings aren't in it, right? So
I mean,
I'm always up into every single major sport, especially when we have
someone's
the local
watched
Detroit
fucking,
team.
what's that movie called? Fucking Mystery Alaska too many times.
Never seen the movie, no.
Never seen it.
Are you fucking serious?
What's the movie about?
About a fucking hockey team in Alaska, just some random hockey team, and then they end up facing the New York Rangers and during the All-Star break. And then I think one of them actually gets drafted. Mystery Alaska is one of the best sports movies of all time. You have Russell Crowe, Stevie Weeks, motherfucker. God damn it.
Probably not that big of a movie. Most
Stevie
people
Weeks
don't
is
know
a
it.
fictional character. He's the best fucking hockey player in Alaska. He gets drafted gets taken by the New York Rangers. Rangers play this random team in Alaska. Oh my God. You guys need to watch it. It's a fucking 90s classic, dude.
I'm wearing a Goonies Goonies T-shirt, and I still have yet to see the Goonies movie. So I don't get out much.
Mystery Alaska. It's such a fucking good... It's my favorite fucking sports movie of all time.
Well, you don't care for $1 Million Baby?
No, I've never seen it.
You never see $1 Million Baby?
No.
Okay.
And you're gonna bitch at us for never seeing that movie. Okay.
Yeah. I'll bet you we're talking hockey.
That we are. Yeah, so going back, I would just have to say the Rangers. They beat out the Boston Bruins, and I know that was...
the Rangers beat out the Hurricanes.
It was something that was very...
Mystery Alaska, Rangers barely lost. They almost won, or they won, but they barely almost won.
I still owe that one guy a
Yes.
beer at the local brewery for you, Mike, but I didn't see them or him up there last time because...
Fuck him. They were like, oh, red hair.
No, that was a non-worker.
No, he's talking about the owner.
Yeah, the owner that I said I'll bet him a beer depending on how the playoffs roll out, and this was last year, and I lost that bet. So that's why I don't gamble. That's why I don't really follow sports that much where I'm going to place money on it. I'm not into what do they call that? The parlays, the FanDuel, the DraftKings.
I don't even pay attention to the parlays. I just do like the fucking over/under bet.
See, I would be completely lost. That's why I just don't even touch them.
I've already lost money, so I'm done. I still have like the apps on my phone, and I don't look at them like periodically, but I don't really bet.
Wasn't it you that tried to get me into that as well? At least to sign up for it so I can get a sign-on bonus?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I did. I think I maybe tried to discourage you because you were saying somebody else was. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just I stay away from that stuff. It's something that I would have to study it, especially if I'm going to place real money for it. So I'll just stick with my stocks, and I'll just hope for the best and go Dogecoin.
You all know what's going on.
All right, wrapping up.
Maintaining at 15 cents. Won't go under, won't go above. Just keeps on.
It's barcoding,
Keep it
man.
on.
Yeah, just keeps on going up and down. Good resistance, but I won't bore people with stocks or give financial advice at all because I don't want to be sued for obvious reasons. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else you guys want to discuss?
Have you seen any movies recently? I know last time I was out, you and I and the boys watched The Med.
Yeah, we did watch the Meg, and I did fall asleep during it. So no, even when I was watching the Fallout TV show, and something that was right up my alley, I was still struggling even on that first episode because it was over an hour long, and it's like my body knows when it gets to be about an hour, I got to stand up, I got to do something. That goes the same thing for when I'm streaming too. I have to get up, I have to stretch, I have to just do something. I can't sit down for too long. Maybe that's why I had to get up and take a shit halfway through this, just because I'm sitting down for too long. Jeez. Or I just feel extremely comfortable in Mike's sitting to where I just need to blow up his bathroom and obviously come close to destroying it, because I have done that in the past. And by the way, when you do talk to your people from your complex that come through, they got to fix that fucking toilet, man. It's like a recliner when I sit in that thing.
I know.
The thing flies back and it hits the wall. It's just a little unsafe.
Wobble, wobble.
But I'm glad that the mold is taken care of. The bathroom is looking nice. There's no new growths in there.
There's no new life forms in there.
No, there's nothing crawling on the wall. Yeah, there's nothing spawning in there.
They're like, yeah, you got to leave your window open when you shower. And I'm like, yeah, so everybody can fucking watch me shower. I can just wave to the neighbors.
Hey, neighbor. Everybody parking their car, just seeing your bare ass right there.
How you guys doing?
Hey! Chris, to answer you, no, I haven't sat down and watched any movies besides the new Roadhouse movie.
I haven't even seen that.
Ooh, the Roadhouse movie.
Yeah, if it's something that you like.
We talked about that, right?
Yeah, we did talk about that. If you like the old Patrick Swayze one, and if you were, if that Dylan was your character, then I don't think the new Dylan would be your character.
Conor McGregor steals the show. I'm sorry.
I like the new Roadhouse movie in some aspects, but then I was also severely disappointed, especially with the fighting scenes, just because there's so much CGI that's in there. It makes it so unrealistic, and I understand that it's Hollywood and they have to do it for the safety of the actors and the actresses and the stunt people, but
they actually did the UFC fight in an actual UFC,
right?
Like when they were, it
was in between fights at a pay-per-view.
It was in between fights, yeah.
So that was cool that they did that. Now I think I broke your chair.
I'm glad you bought it.
That's right, I'll buy you a new flamingo chair.
Did.
Next time I'll buy a new flamingo chair. So going back with that, I didn't care for it, and I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, don't say you don't care. I liked it.
I would recommend the older
Conor McGregor was awesome.
The original one versus the newer one, and I was just really disappointed with it. I was. I don't know how it would have been with Ronda Rousey as the main character. I think that would have been an interesting spin on it.
Where the fuck is
there was talks about there being like Ronda leading like the female one, but
they just kind of dropped off the face of the earth, and nothing else ever happened with it. So
I just like the meme on TikTok. It's like, where the fuck is everybody? And I'm like, that was such a good meme.
I watched Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2. Those were pretty good.
I heard it was bad.
I mean, everybody has their own opinions. I mean, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Some people like them, some people don't. I mean, it's supposed to be it was literally going to be like a story that Zack Snyder pitched to Disney for a Star Wars film, and Disney didn't want it, so he basically just rewrote some of the things to make it not close to Star Wars as he could, and I enjoyed it. I thought they were good. I feel like that he left it open where there definitely could be a sequel. And I have a feeling that he is probably going to work on 2 more. But just have to wait and see.
I watched Dune for the first time.
The first Dune or part 2?
First Dune.
Okay.
And,
the original Dune or the newest Dune?
No, the first Dune. So it was very boring. It was very overhyped. And then I hear everybody talking about the next Dune's going to be, or everybody's talking about Dune's going to, Dune 2 was literally the best sequel there ever was.
Well, if you really want to talk about Dune being boring, you should watch the 1984 version of Dune. Then you can talk about Dune being boring.
I'm watching Timothy Chalamet one. It was an okay movie, and then a lot didn't happen, and then obviously Dune 2 happened, and I was like, that was the one that I really want to see. So I'm like waiting for it to hit Max anytime now.
21st, so 2 more days.
Yeah, just a few days. And then then on the 24th, you got that new Mad Max movie coming out. Mm-hmm. You seem to have some interest in that.
24th, that's in theaters, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
going to hit
My
theaters
God.
24th.
You're going to have to leave the apartment to go see a movie.
I'm
just gonna. I don't even have time to see movies.
No, I'm not going to out.
You're just going to wait for it to come
Last
out.
movie I saw was Guardians 3, only because I'm a huge Guardians fan. So
I'm waiting because the DCAU is doing the Crisis on Infinite Earths, like the Justice League movies, and it's all in 3 parts. So I'm literally just waiting for all 3 parts to be out to watch it, and it is supposed to be Kevin Conroy's full last appearance as Batman. He recorded all of his stuff for these movies before he passed away. So it's gonna be good to see. So it's the last time we'll see Mark Hamill's Joker as well as Kevin Conroy's like Batman.
oof.
So, be fun. I haven't really watched like too many like newest movies. I started to watch Stephen Amell and his cousin Robbie Amell did they did a Kickstarter, an Indiegogo for a movie called Code 8. And I watched the first one. Like they had like a little, probably like an 8-minute short film about like what it would be already made. And then I watched the actual movie, and the movie was good. And then they have Code 8 Part 2 on Netflix, and I got like halfway through it. I was like, this fucking sucks. Like the first one was great. The second one was just, fuck off. So, but mostly right now, all my stuff's just been like different TV shows.
I think I'm on season 2.5 of The Boys, and they just released the new trailer for season 4 of The Boys.
Yeah, I gotta finish season 3.
Yeah.
Started watching Has Been Hotel. It's like some type of like animated show on there on Prime, and that's actually pretty funny. So it's like an animated like musical about like hell and everything. So it's fucking hilarious.
It's like a fucking animated.
It is.
It's like, it's a fucking musical about hell. It's great, guys. I love you, Chris.
I don't know. I found most of it like through TikTok, like people like posting stuff from it. So I was just like, I'll give it a go. And like the first episode was like, but then like the second one kind of like picks up a little bit, and I've heard it like progresses throughout like the season. So
Yeah.
been giving it a shot. I've had too much. I've been watching like The Rookie, SWAT, Fire County. So I have too many of my main shows that I need to finish first before I start
Jesus
something
Christ, I
else.
should have unsubscribed to Private to steal yours. Like I do with.
My Prime is from
Peacock.
my father. Peacock you already have.
Yeah.
But they're cracking down on like a lot of these with like
I
sharing
know.
passwords.
It's such a fucking bitch.
Yep.
All right, Chris. This is going to be the last time that you're going to be here for at least a couple months. You should be making out here at least one more time, hopefully, in 2024. Parting words.
How do you spell chauffeur?
How do you spell chauffeur?
It is what it is.
Hollywood, we finally got a Taco Bell. Everybody's excited.
Soda and Pierre.
How many times have you been to that new Taco Bell?
It's right next door.
0. Honestly.
0?
Yeah.
Really? It's literally up the road. You can walk to it.
I ever since I got COVID, I cannot eat ground beef from Taco Bell anymore.
Is it even ground beef at
It's
Taco
not,
Bell?
probably not, but it's like I can't taste the seasoning, and ever since I got COVID, it just tastes like dog shit to me. So, but everybody was excited.
Maybe that's your body's way of telling you, yeah, it's been dog shit this whole time, and
Yeah,
that's COVID's way of saying, yeah, this
their
is how
chicken,
it
their
is.
steak, their ground beef. Oh, it's all disgusting to me.
Have you been back to the Battle Alley to get that plate full of meat like how we had last time?
Yeah, we should go now. We might actually have the sliced brisket for us.
Yeah, maybe they'll have everything that we once asked for because
Yeah,
everything
instead
that
of the fucking dog food on our plate.
Yeah, everything that we asked for had to get turned away because they were out of everything.
Yeah.
Which is good. It means that they have a lot of business rolling in. They just need to get the wait staff up there to know exactly what they have before we get all excited.
Like, oh, yeah, we have thinly sliced brisket. I didn't know this was fucking canned dog food or cat food. It was like...
It's like they took a big chunk out of a brisket, threw it into a blender, ground it up, and just tossed it onto a cookie tray.
Yeah, and I'm sure she was like not happy to present it to us.
Well, you know what? It looked like a plate straight out of an American diner. Just food piled onto a plate, floating in its own grease and clogging your arteries even before you take a bite of it.
Oh my God.
It was good, though. I will say that it was good.
It wasn't bad. Yeah. They're getting better.
All right, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Okay, that's going to be it. Mike, parting words?
I was going to talk about The Last of Us, but it's like, yeah, we'll see how they do with part 2. I know it's going to be a long ride, but Last of Us, honestly, as far as video game adaptations, is pretty good.
I think Fallout beats it, honestly.
I would agree with you, honestly. Just because the game fucking hit the nail on the head, and it was so much more emotional. It was so much more better as far as the game. And, like, I think we talked about it before, but yeah.
I think all the podcasts I've been on lately have been Last of Us.
Yeah.
Somehow still gets brought into the mix. It's like that and Mass Effect are like the two staples of this podcast when I'm here.
By the way, I would like to see Metal Gear Solid get remade. We'll see.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them. Yeah. Rising, apparently, you can't find it anywhere. Metal Gear Solid Revengeance Rising. You can't find that copy anywhere, so I was gonna probably look at my Xbox to see if it's like a digital copy that I could actually buy and play again. So,
well, if you already have it, they did.
No, it's been years, dude. Like before and before and before. And
you know what game I think needs to be remade, or at least put on like for backwards compatible, even though it's been like 10 years since they stopped doing that. The Godfather. I loved playing that game.
I say Scarface.
I wasn't a fan of the Scarface game.
Scarface was a fucking awesome game. Shut the fuck up.
No, the Godfather game was actually pretty fun.
Scarface was way better because it was like Grand Theft Auto, but you could buy a tiger or a lion or whatever.
The Godfather game, you actually took part in all of like the major events throughout the movies. And it was like pretty cool, like, and then, so like with the horse scene, like where like the producer opens up his fucking, rips his sheet off and the horse's head is right there. You take part in that, and I thought that was actually pretty cool that like you take part in like all these major events. So you literally go from the very first movie just about all the way to the end. Then you're basically with Michael through every step of the way too.
I honestly only seen Godfather Part 2, and I fell in love with it.
You gotta see Part 1.
I know.
And then you gotta see not the original Part 3, but the new Part 3.
Yeah, Part 3 I heard was fucking...
You gotta see the new Part 3 because the Part 3 is the way that it was... The new Part 3 is the way that it was supposed to be.
Yeah. I just like Part 2 because he's the one that kisses that one dude. He's like, you broke my heart. And I was like... Not saying like that's the thing I'm into. Like,
well, now we know about Mike.
No. But it was just an iconic scene, or where he takes him on the boat, and then you hear the gunshot, and you only see the one guy fishing. I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. Pretty iconic, I guess.
House of the Dragon next month.
House of the Dragon.
Forgot about that one.
Yes.
And then he said The Last of Us, and that's why I remembered House of the Dragon Season 2.
Yeah.
Team Damon.
I gotta finish the first season.
Bitch.
Before we end it, let me ask you this, Chris. What was better, Fallout or Halo?
Halo improved. I'll give you that much. Halo improved on a huge fucking front.
I can
With the
talk
second
to Chris
season.
about Halo. Holy shit.
Halo improved fucking big time. They're getting into everybody's least favorite thing about Halo now.
Yeah, the Arbiter in Halo Season 2.
Well, the Arbiter was in the first season too. But it wasn't like the Arbiter. It's not the Arbiter that we know.
Yeah.
But everybody's least favorite thing from Halo is making a appearance. I think.
Yeah, the Flood. Yeah, the...
What? He hasn't seen it!
God damn it! He knows. Me and him talk about it.
I'm
right?
totally fine with spoils. I mean, even when the Fallout show came out, there was two people that I see at least 5 days a week, and they spoiled everything for me. Like in the first 10 minutes.
See, I was trying to make it like where you could think about like the things like from the Halo games. That,
He's like
people-
trying to be so like...
I'm trying to be like nonchalant so that way I don't ruin it
Nonchalant.
much for it. Because like I don't want to
I'm
do
pretty
that
sure
for
I
it.
told him that there was a flood.
Yeah, so
Or
basically...
maybe I told his wife when she gave me her... I can't remember.
The floods
She was doing
show
my
up,
hair.
people die, people say I don't want to do this anymore, they don't want to be a Spartan anymore, and fucking Kai ends up like, fucking betraying fucking Chief for a little bit, and then she realizes that Chief was correct.
Yeah, his team sucked.
Then it dies.
Fennec
And then the other
dies.
girl, it's like, I don't want to stay. She stays on a planet to actually... So she gets injured during like one of the major battles. They escape to like another planet. And she ends up actually staying on like the planet to help out. She feels that she can make a difference there rather than on like the front line.
Like Kai betrays you.
Yeah.
That's
Kai,
all your team right there. And then Kai's the only one part of your team, and then she goes back. And then...
They kind of made it a little bit where you actually get to... Where you slightly like Halsey a little bit, but then you still hate her as much as you can. But they made it like where you actually do like appreciate her a little bit more.
Yeah. Heard his kidnapping kittens.
Miranda is just like a pain in the arse
Arse.
towards the end. And then Commander Keyes, just a badass.
I do like Commander Keys.
Let me ask this. Have we seen Sergeant Johnson?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
So it ends with, I guess, without you...
343 Guilty Spark.
It ends with you starting off in the first game.
Guilty Spark.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then you can maybe in season 3 start to see that relationship grow and then see the betrayal happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if there'll be a season 3 because
No, there is.
you start off and it's supposed to be the first game.
No, but
Even though your love interest, who's not your love interest, the blonde chick with the short hair, she's kind of hot. She's kind of not, but
yeah, like the one that the Covenant think is not the demon. That they think she's the chosen one.
So that's my goal before you come out next time, later on this year. I at least want to get through the rest of season 1, past episode 1, and then into season 2 and get it.
good luck through season 1 because I know you're going to hate it, but go through season 2. Season 2 gets better.
Season 1, you might as well just throw on as background noise.
I'm still going to watch it. I'm still going to put in the effort. I just got to get the
Season 1
gumption
didn't
back
even
up.
have the fucking Halo fucking anthem in the beginning. Season 2, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to listen to our fans, and they do the Halo anthem in the beginning.
Season 1, we saw Cheese Face first episode. So, I mean, it was already fucking killed out for me right away.
The guy's an actor, man. He wants to get his face out there. Who the fuck?
I understand that. I get that. And it's just something I'm holding on to, and I'm eventually going to break it, just like how I said to y'all that I was going to go ahead and get off of Fortnite, and I did. So I'm going to get onto Halo. I want to watch it. I'm sure that's going to spark the interest in me, start to play more. So hopefully you'll get a working headset, Mike, so we can get into the Master Chief
had
collection.
one.
He did. And then it quit working like the second day or something because...
It's right there.
Yeah, we were playing, and then the next day it worked, and then it wouldn't work, and then we started doing like the old school, calling each other, speakerphone, and it was just a fucking
The
ordeal.
one that we bought you broke?
Yeah, it doesn't work. We tried playing GTA.
Awesome, right?
The one that we bought him is like the same one that I had with me.
Yeah, it was the same one that I have too.
Yeah.
Yeah, brand new.
It
out
works.
of the box.
I used it last time we did the podcast. It worked for the podcast, but yeah. I'm just going to buy a new one and just get the wireless
Just buy the Astro A20.
Xbox one.
This one right here. I had no issues with it. I'll try to find it for you and show you.
Oh, you're buying it on Amazon for me?
No. No, because I need to properly rebuy that one. I bought a fucking Turtle Beach Stealth 700 and it doesn't even like really work properly. So I just like pushed that off. I took that and I now use it on like the PC as like just like the wireless like headphones, so I can just listen to music. These ones, I have it for the Xbox, and I fucking love them. I love them. I gotta rebuy it, but I've just so the Astro's A20. So I love them. I like my A20s.
I would just rather get the Xbox ones that are $100.
I do have an officially licensed Xbox One through Turtle Beach, and they are
It's
nice.
not Turtle Beach. It's Microsoft. I mean, the ones that are $100, I got. Only one I could find was a town away from here, and yeah, they work perfectly. And then they got damaged in the move. So
See, the reason I like the Astros, like they fit my head like comfortably. Like the Turtle Beaches, like they do fit fine sometimes, but then they get uncomfortable after a while. Whereas the Astros, like I don't even sometimes feel like I'm even wearing them. And then especially with having glasses on, like the Turtle Beach, sometimes I feel fine with like the glasses, and sometimes they don't. Whereas the Astros, again, I've never had issues.
you gotta go with the
Astros are great sound quality too, especially like, especially with like the wireless capability. I can like literally like I sometimes like will go and basically just I can literally leave my room, go downstairs to like the kitchen, get some water, and still stay in like the party.
Yeah, that's
And
how
not
I.
have to, like, worry. Whereas some of them like they don't. Even if you bring the controller with you, they don't give you that much range.
I literally would just walk anywhere and I'll be able to talk to you guys with my Xbox ones.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to be sitting at the 3-hour mark. Appreciate you coming out, Chris. Mike, like always, thanks for the
Hollywood.
hospitality. Yeah, I'm coming out to Hollywood. And let's go ahead and pray for warm weather. Let's see how the Stanley Cup playoffs go through. And
Panthers.
Yeah, okay. Panthers. I go for Rangers. Chris is going for Rangers. Actually, I'm just going to say I don't care. The Wings aren't in it, so there we go. That's my stance on
Panthers.
it. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning on in for another podcast. Much appreciated. Visit the website, everydaygamesociety.com or egsproductions.com for all of our content. And we'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Bye.
Here you go. You know it's being recorded, right? Mm-hmm. Fuck you, Steve. Stop recording me. I know you watch me when you sleep. Sick fuck. He gets off on this. How you doing, Steve? What the fuck you do in my bathroom?
Hey, Mike. I spent time trying to figure out what to say. And, I miss you, man. Lots happened, Florida won the Stanley Cup for you, and your buddy won in office, so you got that. I miss you, man. I miss talking hockey with you, even if it's just bullshit talk, I went to the Red Wings game and just thought about you the whole time while I was there, the Red Wings versus Bruins. I love you and I miss you, man. I hope you're doing well up there, seeing people that you hung out with in the past and seeing maybe non-family members. Keep watching over us, man. I love you and I miss you.
This is for you, Donaldson. We miss you. John misses you. We wish you the best. There's John.
Mike, you have touched a lot of hearts. You were generous when you did not need to be, helped out those when you did not need to, and harnessed your own emotions to take care of others. You have displayed countless of selfless acts that could keep me busy talking for hours. You and I have shared a lot of great memories from our past, interviewing celebrities, Comic-Con, working alongside NBA and NCAA, hundreds of music artists, black tie security events for high-class personnel, from being on the stage to backstage, breaking up fights in the crowd, always by my side and had my back no matter what the situation we found ourselves in. You've helped me get through rough times in my life, helped me take care of my family when I needed help without asking, and for that there are no other words but gratitude that can be described to show what kind of person you really were. It saddens me that we will not be able to create more memories or to have you by my side, sharing these memories to our podcast listeners and to those who will listen across the world. While you are in God's hands, look after your friends and family from above like how you would when you were back down here on earth with us. You know me well enough to know that I hate to say goodbyes. I will not leave you with a goodbye, more of a I will see you soon. Until the next time we meet again, I love you and I will always miss you.